Somebody tell me how that works.
You stupid.
I want to know. I want to get a visual, if I could, because he's trying to justify why I'm worse than a gangbanger. He was literally justifying the person's question when the person asked the question. He's justifying that I'm worse than a gangbanger.
Nah, that's one thing I don't miss.
He's justifying that I'm worse
Is
than
diapers.
a gangbanger
But I do know sisters that be making them little cloth things. Like, man.
because I attacked a dead person. Can you ask
Uh
that
oh.
question of that psychologist you know?
Yeah.
I attacked a dead person. You want me to worry about other issues like preachers, drug dealers, and guns, etc. How about to start there? We will start with cleaning up social media. What the fuck? He said, before we talk about real shit, we gonna clean up the.
Okay? This is simply a review of week number 3. And of course, in week number 3, we covered Hebrew prefixes. So, right. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor to the Most High Ahaya, Bahashem.
Okay, all praises be to the Most High, Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya, where we welcome Elder Ricard Shah of the Gathering of Christ Church, as you know, and of course, along with Elder Lawyer. Today, our lesson today
I guess we ain't gonna get no
titled,
game, huh?
as your PDF is titled, Who is Edom, or Esau? Now, the reason this question gets continually posed in what you would call theologian and biblical circles is because there's some mystery concerning this particular bloodline or family. Right? If you ask Christians who are the Jews or the Israelites, they'll tell you, well, even being incorrect, they would state that the Jews in the Middle East or the Jewish people are the Israelites. But then if you ask the same question to them or pose a question concerning Jacob's or the Jews' brother Esau, it it's shrouded, it becomes shrouded in mystery. No one can answer that question. Okay, you know where one brother is who you think are the Jewish people, but have no idea what happened to his brother. They were one time together, weren't they? What happened to Edom? Right? Now,
Oh my goodness.
give you some insight on
What's
what
up?
the
Hello?
Modern day historians or biblical historians are stating. Do you want me to just get chicken strips?
No, go to the other fries by the house and get the chicken.
Okay then. Bye bye.
Bye.
and I'm going to also give you some insight on what Israelites teach concerning Edom and who they claim they are.
Oh,
and
this
what
is
they
crazy,
use to
bro.
claim
Do we go
Edom
to
is
another?
whomever they claim.
Let's go to that 20
But
and
today,
13.
beyond any shadow of a doubt, you all will know according to the Bible who is Edom.
You sure?
Right?
17 and 3?
Just so that we can state or put down a few clues, right?
I'm coming back.
Do we have a pad here? Do I have a pad? Oh, it's a piece of paper?
No, we can
Yeah,
wait.
that pad is fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my
So what we're
goodness,
going to
I'm
do
so
is we're
tired
going
of
to play a
these
little game
Negroes.
here today with this. And we're going to start with the clues
Man, I'm so tired of these
the
faggots,
Bible
man.
gives us concerning
Like straight.
Right? This is
Oh
clues.
my goodness,
So in
bro.
order to go there,
We sitting
let's
here
first
ready
go
to play,
the book of Obadiah
and they running away.
in the Old Testament. Who is Edom? Right?
All the time. Like, I'm not running away from no elites, bro.
Right?
There we go. We got a game. About time.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power.
Now, this is a vision of a prophet, an Israelite. The prophet
Yeah, put that crown
Obadiah.
down. Throw that in the garbage.
Read concerning who?
Concerning Edom.
Yeah.
Concerning
I ain't
Edom.
gonna lie to you.
Right? So we at least know that the prophets knew exactly who the Israelites were. I mean, the
This is my
Edomites
last
were,
day
or
for like
Esau
6-7
was,
months.
during their
Yeah, I'm finna go
during
into
their
the
lives or
finna
time
start going to
period,
the gym.
right? Because Obadiah
Yeah.
said what?
The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power, concerning Edom.
So the Most High gave the prophet Obadiah a vision concerning Jacob's brother Esau.
I don't
or
even drink
Edom,
beer.
right? This is a prophetic vision on Esau. Read.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
So that's clue one, right? We're going to just point these
Yeah,
down.
go ahead.
That an ambassador would one day rise up against Esau in battle, war, right? That's one vision. I put that down. Go on.
Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
Another clue. Out of all nations of people,
Pick yourself up.
Esau
Wow,
is the
wow, wow.
smallest in number, right?
Mm.
They don't have a lot of children like other nations, right? Usually 2, 3 children at the most. But I digress. I don't want to give it all out. But that's another clue that out of all the nations of people on earth, Esau is the smallest. So here's clues on how one can figure out on their own who is Edom.
That's why.
An ambassador is prophetically prophesied against him to rise up against him in battle. He's smaller in nation compared to other nations. Read.
Verse 3, or the rest of verse 2. Thou art greatly despised.
And another clue,
Yep,
out of all races of people, this particular race, Edom, is despised most. Right?
I'm so anti.
He's despised.
Can I-
Every nation on earth has a problem with this particular race. Edom. Right? Another clue. Come on.
Verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Another clue. These people are more proud than any other people on earth.
Wow. Love
Right?
it. Love it.
The pride of thine heart have deceived thee.
Man.
Right? So they're deluded and have deceived
Man, he
themselves.
said, man, with me.
A clue of who Edom is. Go
Your
on.
son.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Another clue that these particular people, according to this prophecy or vision, original habitation as a nation was in the mountains. The clefts of the rock are the mountains. Here's a clue. So you'll know that these people would have dwellings in caves. Right? Mountains. Already it's coming together, right? Who's Edom? Right? But go on.
Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
And not only do they dwell in caves,
I don't know what Bobo on, but you need to
these
tighten up.
people outwardly, I'm speaking of them as a
You're
nation,
a
their
lockdown,
power
and that's,
structure,
is that dude not an
tempts
amateur or
and
something?
dare the Most High. Okay? They tempt the Most High. They speak. Guess what? They have no qualms with speaking against the Most High. They'll speak against him. Right?
Oh, I ain't trying to mess
Who
with
say
him.
in their heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? Who's greater than us? Right? Come on.
Wow.
Verse 4.
My bad.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Oh, here's a key clue here. This nation, smallest of all nations, despised by all nations, prideful from the mountains, has an emblem of what?
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
And they exalt themselves like the eagle, or as the eagle. I'm going to show you something on the eagle. Make sure you put a little asterisk next to that eagle, because that's a key point of prophecy in identifying Edom. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, read.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
Though thou do what?
Set thy nest among the stars.
Set thy nest among the stars. A nest is what? A resting place or habitation. To live. Not living on earth, but would have the technology to live in space. Oh, though thou set thy nest among
What percentage
the
you at?
stars. Space travel. Let me put that there.
No.
Space travel. Though thou set thy nest among the stars, read.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
From the time you begin to go out into space, like Nimrod tried to do with the Tower of Babel, at that point, I will begin to bring you down. Now, the key point of bringing him down is exposing him. Right? Because Esau, one of his greatest powers is what? Concealment. Hiding his true purpose, identity, and agenda against Jacob. So with bringing Esau down, the Most High would have to do what? Reveal to most people Esau, who's been working in the shadows. That's part of him coming down. See? He's been working undercover, or under what you would call coversion. Being covert. Because of this, most people
Okay, we finally got
didn't
some
know
comp.
how
we
to
got some
actually deal with this particular anonymous power. Okay? But identifying Edom is the beginning of what? Bringing him down.
Well, you should be slow enough for him to
Okay.
guard.
Come on.
Verse number 5.
Wow.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by
Bro, it
night,
wouldn't even let me
how
do
art
it.
thou cut off? Will they not have
You know I
stolen till
knew.
they had enough?
I knew
So
that.
another issue or clue. Esau steals.
It literally made me do a dribbling move.
Right? So that's another clue. A thief. Not being content with what the Most High have given them, they steal land and
Here we
people.
go. Yeah, I'm straight.
Thieves. A clue of who's Edom. Come on.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Yeah,
Come on.
Didn't
How
do
are
nothing.
the things of Esau searched out?
How
Come on, bro.
are the
Come
things
on.
of Esau searched out? So that's a question in this vision. He's asking the same question, which really is no different than the title of this particular lesson. Who's Edom?
Well, that was my man that scored, wasn't it?
Okay.
Oh.
He have covered himself so well throughout history.
Yeah, my man ain't got
How
nothing
is the
coming.
things of
He
Esau
can stay there and do
sort
all
out?
of that.
Who can break this guy down? Who can figure him out? The Most High. That's who. The Most High. How is the things of Esau sorted out? Go on.
Verse, how are his hidden things sought
Oh.
up?
Now, that means he hides things,
yeah.
right?
Right.
Right?
You're right.
Secret societies. Right? Have agendas and fraternities outside of everyone else, planning the future for everyone else. Right? So he hides things.
You know you threw it to
He
the wrong one,
conceals
but
it.
okay, I like it. He hit it.
Secret meetings. I'm going to put here.
Okay.
We're going to break that down. I love the way we're going to handle it. I'm like, how can I delve into this a little different today? We'll start with the vision concerning them and see what prophecies fit, and by so identify Edom. Right? Come on.
Verse number 7. All the men
that's
of thy
all.
confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Wow.
The
They
men
play,
that were
bro.
at
They
peace with
playing
thee
me,
have
bro.
besieged thee and
I
prevailed
don't know why they
against thee.
start playing
They
me
that
when
eat
good.
thy bread have
Oh,
laid a
that's
wound
all.
under thee. There is none understanding in
Yeah,
him.
you
And
did.
there's
You
none
did have a choice.
understanding in him. So that the people that was at peace with him are now aligning themselves
Bro, all these
against
niggas can
Edom.
shoot.
Why? Obviously, Esau, through his concealment, without,
Tripping.
exposing his true intent when
I'm
going
tripping.
into agreement,
Man, don't
Esau
throw it,
always
bro.
have a plan at the end of
Calm
it to break
down.
any agreement or treaty that's made with him. Right? To the degree in which all the people they have burned throughout time
Telling you.
are now
Thought it was a
aligning
joke.
themselves
Duh.
against Esau.
That's what's going
So
on.
now, that's another clue.
You wasn't passing it,
Alliances
but okay.
in this vision were made
Okay.
against Esau. This is good. Now, mind you, brothers and sisters, even though we have
I wouldn't say it's a rap, but it's
the PDF
close.
as really the basis of the lesson so that you can have it on your own, sometimes through the Spirit, the majority
Man,
of
what
the
are you
time,
coming
I
for?
come down, I go upstairs and I ask the Most High, just give me the understanding to reveal what you all need to understand.
Ain't even no need to go
So
to the
that's why I like
stretch.
to go spontaneous without going from some type of just, a script. You understand? So what I'm breaking down right now is the first time I've ever broken it down like this, right? First time. I'm like, let's go to the prophecies concerning Edom first. So let's break it down now. I'm going to go back to Obadiah later, right? Matter of fact, we have enough, but go here. Alliances are made against Esau. Let's see what else we have. Come on.
Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men
I
of
was
Edom?
1 for
So the
5,
Most
but
High says he's going to destroy
I really
the
wasn't 1
wise
for
men
5.
out of Edom, right? The wise men are they're
Like
what?
it was.
It's their
I can't even
theologian
explain it, but you know what I'm saying.
the historical authority, the seers,
Yeah,
and their priests.
I ain't gonna say I
The
sold like
wise
that,
men
but
are they who shape the
wow,
goals,
and he
or
left.
what you would call the structure of any authority. So
Wow,
or any
wow.
empire. So he will begin
I'm so
to
tired of
destroy
brothers,
the
bro.
counselors.
Yeah, you know what that means.
The counselors,
He out of
overseers
there.
of the future. Right? Right? So the wise men are getting confused
Out of there.
of Edom. Right? And evolution is just one. Right? Even their wise men are stupid and confused. Right? What's the next one?
Verse 9.
Yes.
And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau,
which is their power structure, the mount or the top of Esau, shall be what?
may be cut off by slaughter.
Why? According to this vision. Read.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob,
Another key. Esau historically has perpetrated his brother. Okay. I got it all down. We're just going to use these, right?
What we doing?
Right. Now,
I'm trying to get a third right now.
what have we obtained from just visions of Obadiah? A prophecy concerning Edom to figure out who is
I
Edom.
almost a play with
Who
God
number
right
one?
now, bro.
The Most High is going to send a leader against Esau. We're going to find
I
out who
know
that
he done
ambassador
got
is.
better.
2, out of all nations, he's the
Let me
smallest.
see. Let me see what this
3,
nigga at, bro.
he's despised by all the other nations on earth. 4, he's
He
more
a defender.
more proud than all the other nations on earth. Number 5, he's from a mountainous terrain, or the mountains.
I ain't setting you up.
Number 6, he exalts himself as the eagle. 9. But yet, he's cunning and is able.
Let me see if he went
No,
around
8.
with us.
He's able. 8 is thieves. 9 is concealment. He's able to hide his
popped
true
up on my
identity
friends list.
and agenda from Jacob and the world. 10. All the people he was once aligned with have now made an
Oh, come on,
alliance
bro. Let's go.
against him. Right? 11. Even their wise men,
No,
their
I don't
intellect
want threes, bro.
will become confused and get confounded eventually,
Is he
according to
good?
this prophecy. Right?
Yeah, my friends list too.
12. That the height or the leadership of Esau, the mount of
ball.
Esau, will be judged by the Most High,
Man, we
according
all
to this
running
prophecy.
different spots.
13.
Let's go over here.
Why is there judgment coming for Esau?
It's all good, man. Come
For
on.
his violence against his
Same
brother.
score. Same
Jacob.
score. Man,
Right?
Come on, man.
You got that?
Stop fussing.
So now, these are clear clues that should show anyone dealing with any level of common sense, outside of even going into the Bible, who is Edom today. So the question is, why can't most
Don't care about no nigga got no 5-game winning streak.
Edom? Right? Well, and this is why I put it out there. When you read the book From Babylon to
Not me.
by Rudolph Winter, right? There's a lot of key information
No, we be losing because of you.
in that book concerning
They call me a
fall of
fool,
Judea
but I ain't
by the Roman
foolish.
Empire and the places we ran,
Remember
predominantly
that?
focusing on different
Probably
parts
don't even
of
remember that. You
Africa,
too young to remember that, boy.
leading to the slave trade. Great information.
Master
There's even
Master
great
P.
information in
Master
Rudolph R.
P.
Winter's
when he
book
made
From
that
Babylon
movie
to
Foolish.
Timbuktu on the rise of Islam.
I know you
That
was
was
too
put together by
young. He
Rudolph R.
was
Winter
like your son
by
right now.
secular information concerning the Middle East, the areas of Medina,
This the old
and the
Master P.
rise
Like
of
this the
Muhammad
Master P at the
prophet,
end.
who converted into Islam.
Foolish. This
All right,
this
and-
after I'm about it.
And
This after I got the
and
hook
because of
up.
that, as a purpose, began to aim their religion against black Jews. Or
Yeah,
Israelites.
you ain't ready at
Right?
7,
A
bro.
lot of
You ain't
information
going to buy no Master P album at 7.
And that's why I'm glad I'm going into this book today and to break down these points, because
Exactly. You was about to in the know. I'm
in
talking
order for
about
one
in
to
the
say
know
definitively
of a
who's
Master
Edom,
P album.
they must tick off
Nah,
all
you
the
ain't
boxes
knowing nothing
I've
about
just
that.
mentioned right now from that vision. Right? Unless they fall into this vision.
Not the early
you must
90s, nah.
Move them to the
Master
side.
P came out in the
Right?
late
Because
90s.
here's the prophecies concerning Edom right here in the book of Obadiah.
Yeah, but Foolish came out
mistake
in the
was
late
many
90s,
errors in
not
this
even the
book,
late
Rudolph R.
90s.
Windsor. But at
Foolish
the time
came out in
when
the
he realized we
2000s.
were Israelites, Rudolph R. Windsor was actually learning initially
Right.
under the Jewish synagogue.
Exactly. That's my point, bro. When Foolish came
there
out, I
was
was in
something
like,
he
you know,
put in his book
out of high school.
historically incorrect concerning Esau. Like, he said that Esau
2001.
was Japheth. Okay? You have a lot of Israelites today.
Exactly.
Usually it's the brothers that be teaching the Yah
No.
and all that, the Yah brothers, who would teach you that the white man, quote unquote, is Japheth. Right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
let's tackle that first before I go into some of these points. Right? Because I want to show
I
what
ain't
the
even see
Israelites
it.
say who's Edom.
But let's play them
Then I'm
like
going
they
to show you
good.
what some
Let's
of the white
go.
people out there, the white
Let's play 'em like they good.
historians or biblical authorities.
Oh, they got
What are
you
the
at
Christian
the
authorities
big.
saying
Okay.
about Edom? They'll tell you to support the Jews,
I like it.
who they claim are Israelites. Well,
I
if
like
you know
it.
who the Jews are, you should understand who is Edom. All right? Who have always perpetrated violence.
I like it. I
against
like it.
Jacob. Right? So let me go to a scripture real quick, brothers and sisters, to show you what those brothers who are Israelites, who came from the same vein as Rudolph R. Windsor, and why they teach that white people are Japheth instead of Edom.
Wow. Yep, you knew it.
Let's go to the book of Genesis. Let's read it, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. Genesis chapter 10, verse 1.
Come on.
What's
Now these
for
are the
that nigga?
generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Okay.
Come on.
And unto them were born sons
They must be sorry.
after the flood. The sons of
Because
Japheth,
he did that too,
Gomer,
just like
and Magog,
confident,
and Madai,
everything.
and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Taras.
Now, when you look at these particular sons of Noah, brothers and sisters, the geography that was given to them, right? The geography that was given to them, folks, would be modern day Europe. Like Javan is Greece, right? These are European.
You went out of bounds.
Areas, right?
I'm talking about why I didn't pass it to you, because I saw you go out of
bounds. A lot of people are looking at these scriptures today, looking at the geography of them, where they are in the earth today, and saying, well, white people, predominantly Caucasians, are
I don't know why
on
this
this
nigga
land,
man all out of bounds.
so
like.
they must be Japheth. Right? See that?
Man,
and
that
believe it or
them.
not, folks, that's all they have.
No, you straight.
And through this doctrine, a lot of these Israelites...
That's his block? Give me my block!
...doctrine where the only people that are Gentiles are white people, because the Isles of the Gentiles were given to Japheth. Erroneously breaking down that verse. Right?
Oh, you should have shot that.
But let's make this clear. The geography of the sons of Japheth is Europe.
That's why he wanted to play twos.
Right? That's true. And this is why a lot of these Israelites are getting confused, believing that if it's European terrain white people are on, they must be Japheth.
Oh, you talking about your son?
See? Giving you some insight, so if you run into them,
what he
and they
want.
say, well,
Probably
no,
want something to eat.
they're not Esau Europeans. They're Japheth. The land masses in the sons of shown to the sons of Noah are European Isles, so it must be white people.
Man,
so
for some reason, stretchers do not like passing, bro.
Theory from they teach.
They really want to score 19
Esau
every
would
game.
Have what? The knowledge of concealment. He would know how to hide himself. Right? So, finish reading what you have.
Look. They really want to score 19 every time, bro.
And Raphath and Togarmah.
You see how it says Ashkenaz there? So, since there are a faction of what we call Ashkenazi Jews,
like, you're not playing with two lockdowns, nigga.
Right?
We like putting the ball in the hole too.
Our brothers look at Ashkenazi and say, see, he's one of the sons of Japheth. Right? They can't be Esau. They're the sons of Japheth. Right? This is what they're teaching. Read.
Verse number 4. And the sons
I gotta
of
watch
Jamin,
the shot tonight
Javan,
with my girl,
Elisha and Tarshish,
so I ain't got a lot of
and
time.
Dodanim.
I gotta watch the shot tonight with my girl.
Divided in
my
their
wife.
lands.
By these were the Isles of the Gentiles
Do you watch the
divided
shot? Nah.
in their lands. Now, when it says the
Pretty
Isles
sure you know
of the
you ain't from the
Gentiles,
shot, so.
folks, it wasn't speaking solely of Japheth.
Nigga, you
It was
crazy.
speaking of all the sons of Noah outside
Nigga,
of
I'm
the
from
sons
Chicago.
of
What are you talking about, man?
Shem. Right? That's what that's speaking of. That's speaking
Crazy,
of.
bro. I
when you
was
look at
all
the
up in
Mediterranean Sea,
all
or
up in
Red
that
Sea,
joint. That's how I know.
all
That's why I would like the
nations
shot, because I'll be like,
surrounded
bruh,
or on the outer
why
skirts
this really be
of the
happening?
Mediterranean Sea.
But you know
Be
they'll
it from Europe,
start tripping
North
on.
Africa, Middle East.
It's season.
It was all
It's season
border the
2.
Great Sea or the
It's
Mediterranean
season
Sea.
2, and you
It
already
wasn't
know they
speaking
got.
specifically of European people, like teachings are out there, right?
It's
Now,
season 2, and you know
how
there's
do we
some
know
Jewish people
that
behind
Japheth
it,
is not
so they
white?
throwing in their innuendos. It always start off
Bible
good,
said
and then they go into
that
they
Esau
little.
would dwell in Canaan,
Oh my gosh, bro!
not dwell in the
Like
land
it's ridiculous.
of Japheth. Right? So there's historical proof that the original white people who are ruling in the earth today came from Mount Seir. I'm going to go there in a moment.
Yeah, I thought
and
you did too.
predominantly in Europe came out of the caves of Georgia, Russia. The Caucasus Mountains also.
You the circle, bro. That was to you. That was really to you.
That's erroneous teaching.
I'm tripping because this nigga tripping. That's what I'm saying. I'm tripping, bro. Ain't no telling when we gonna be able to get a bucket.
These particular race of people reside on predominantly. That's an error. Okay? Anything you have to say on that, lawyer?
No, sir. Just one thing I wanted to point out on the which you mentioned earlier concerning the Isles of the Gentiles.
Okay.
When you look at that word Gentiles, in Hebrew the word is goy or gawayah. And people see in English that Gentile is only associated with the children of Japheth.
That's what you said he
Look
already
at
ate.
all the nations where it says at the end of giving all the sons, where it says,
I've been on YouTube like, what is wrong, bro? I've been watching heifers breastfeed, like, y'all just,
now the Hebrew word,
man, y'all want to show y'all titties.
is the same word for Gentile, which is gawayah, and that's listed.
Man, I was wide open.
Sons of Noah after their lineage is given to show that.
Bro, I pretty much was. Yeah, I was. They both of them jumped.
The word Gentile isn't Japheth specific.
And you know both of them
nations
jumped.
On the outside of the children.
What you mean? Yeah, but no.
There's even Shemite Gentiles. Okay? Now, so we had to get that out of the way because Israelites are claiming, some Israelites, that they don't know who Esau is, or Esau was black, or Esau was Japheth, or is Japheth, or Esau are the Arabs. You hear all this. And that's the confusion because Esau is a master of what?
Confusion. Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
He works behind the veil, an expert in hiding himself. And that's why the Most High gave in that vision to Obadiah and asked, how are the things of Esau sorted out? How are his hidden things seeked out? Right? Because he's a master at hiding himself. Now, in your document real quick, let's go to your document and ask the question to some of so-called European authorities right now. Right?
He a two-way stretch for. Oh, I love it.
In here, right? Or was that in our older document? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
It doesn't matter. We can still handle it this way. Right?
Yeah, it got some
when you go
comp,
online,
but really they ain't no comp.
And you type in Christian
that's what I'm saying.
theologian.
They comp, but they really ain't no comp. They really over.
I'm going to do it here as I speak. On Esau.
Really, I appreciate it, Slim. I appreciate it.
Right?
Go to the hole. That's what I'm trying to do every time right there.
Let me see what they say who is Edom.
That's why he be going to the hole like that, because he two-way.
This is Dr. J. Vernon McGee from the World Prayer Today, True the Bible, Esau and Jacob. Let's see what he has to say on Esau and Jacob. Right?
King, Brooklyn. Y'all letting him cook.
He says,
because it was your fault.
Matter, this is some good stuff. Elder Lawyer, read it all out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the top.
Esau and Jacob. The vision
what?
of Obadiah.
Oh, wow.
The Lord God
Beat that.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the nations.
We'll take those.
Arise and let us rise up against her in battle.
Come on. So he asked, who
was
Obadiah?
I should have took it, but I want a 3.
Who was Obadiah?
You ain't ready.
He was one of 4 prophets about whom we know absolutely nothing.
He said we know absolutely nothing about Obadiah.
It's all good.
Listen, this
it's
is a
all
Christian
good. We're going to
authority
him
here.
this time.
Read.
Except that he wrote prophecy. The other 3 prophets are Habakkuk, Haggai, and Malachi. All were great prophets, yet we know nothing concerning them.
I like it, though.
Therefore, when we ask who is Obadiah, I have to answer truthfully. I do not know.
Yeah,
yet his name
really
was common in Israel, as Abdullah is among the Arabs today. Both mean the same thing. Servant of
throw that.
Come
on, man.
Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. Now wait a moment. Not only must we ask about the identity of Obadiah, but who is Edom?
There you go. And guess what? I never read this before. I just pulled this up, though. Read.
Edom is the key to the little book, and so we shall have to go back to Genesis to determine the identity of Edom.
I'm going to do that in a moment, but I need you to go down here. What do he consider
Why not?
Concerning Edom, right?
Calm down, bro. Don't be worried about me. Really, is this nigga.
Let's go directly to, this is an illustration.
Look. Like I said, really, is this nigga.
For believers today. It is a picture of Christians. A believer has 2 natures within him, and they are struggling with each other and against each other.
Okay, so he's saying metaphorically that Jacob and brothers of Rebecca.
I should have shot that. That's my fault. Bro, I'm thinking. I don't even know what I was thinking. I'm thinking this, okay, get him the shot, because he's tripping.
It's all metaphorical now. Okay.
Oh, he ain't even switching, man. Come on.
That means it doesn't matter who they are. It's about whether or not you're in the spirits of Jacob and Esau. Expound. Other way.
Come on, bro. Post up, bro. What the? Are you kidding me?
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
Bro, I did not try to do that, man. I did not do that, man.
The one to the other, so that you cannot do.
See, now they tripping, man.
These are the 2 natures of the believer: the new nature and the old nature.
I ain't gonna say we done, but
they
tripping
to each other.
I'll tell you that.
They are opposed to each other. Esau pictures
we ain't done, but they tripping.
And Jacob pictures the spirit, the new nature.
Leave him alone, bro. Leave him alone.
That if you speak of Jacob and Esau, it's not about a nation fighting against another nation. It's actually a spiritual battle within you based on which side that's in control or that you are subjected to. If you are subjected under Christ, you're under Jacob. If you are
why you keep saying why, bro?
Now you're under the spirit.
I'm straight. We don't need no.
So
what the?
Christians teach it doesn't matter. But
wow.
If you're bad,
wow.
Okay, without identifying
who
is Edom. That's just one of
they
many.
Be playing me on this guy.
I'm going to show you who's Edom today. Right?
That ain't even nothing funny, bro. That ain't even funny, man.
So go to
that ain't even funny, bro.
Real quick.
Cause that's extra, bro. They gonna make me fall.
Exalt thyself as the eagle. Remember that.
I kind of hope he leave, bro.
Now, Christian churches
1 for 4. 1 for 4.
Who is Edom?
1 for 4.
Right? It's metaphorical.
Like, I don't know why you saying we can't play with God.
Terrible. But this vision of Obadiah gives us the information to identify.
Like, I don't get it, bro.
Concealed. Let's go to...
Niggas always go into something extra, like, nigga...
The 12th chapter.
All you gotta do is play D and pass the ball, bro.
Chapter
You want to play D and act like you the only nigga that's finna score around here. Nigga, I ain't send you in just for you to score on the buckets. We don't need you like how you thinking we need you.
And set themselves up to reign. And their kingdom was small and
like low key, we really want to score all the buckets.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 12, verse 1. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Low key, nigga, we really want all the buckets, bruh.
Spake these words to the eagle. Right? Now we know
what is
that
he?
The lion it's speaking of here is the conquering lion.
That ain't bad if you know what you're doing.
Let's get that in the verses when it asks who's able to open the book. Let's get that real quick.
Yeah.
Right, Revelation chapter 5.
You ain't even gotta tell me.
5 and 5. Revelation 5 and 5.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 5.
Come on.
And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah.
The Lion of the tribe of Judah, read.
The root of David.
The root of David.
Has compelled to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
So here's a prophecy in the book of the Apocrypha Revelation, showing the lion having a conversation with the eagle. The eagle, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, is Edom. All right? Now let's go back to 2nd Ezra 12 and 1, and let's start from the beginning here.
Revelation 12 and 1, or 2nd Ezra 12 and 1.
2nd Ezra 12 and 1, yes.
And it came to pass, whilst the lion spake these words unto the eagle, I saw, and behold, the head that remained and the 4 wings appeared no more, and the 2 went unto it, and set themselves up to reign.
And set themselves up to reign. So we know that Christ is speaking about what? An eagle that have power and rulership on the earth to reign. Out of the eagle came dominion.
The days will come that there shall rise up a kingdom upon earth, and it shall be feared.
Feared above all kingdoms on the earth. Right? Now, right now, brothers and sisters, what kingdom or empire is feared above all kingdoms on earth right now? Is it not America?
Let's go, bro.
America was made out of 3
Easy.
of the 10 horns of Rome: Spain, France, and Great Britain. More clues.
You need to get to like 1500
right?
first.
So it's clear that this vision is speaking of
I
a
said
specific
you need to get to like the
people
1500 first.
whom all the nations fear on earth. Due to what? Their military strength. Come on.
Why not?
Verse number 14. In the same shall 12 kings reign, one after another.
And then it was prophesied during Ezra's time, 500 years before the Roman Empire became a power. It was prophesied that what?
12 kings, in the same shall 12 kings reign, one after the other.
12 kings shall reign one after the other. The same way we have the 12 tribes, 12 kings would rule out of Edom from this empire, from the Roman Empire. What do I have in front of me? I have books over there over Rome. I have the 12 Caesars. Type in the 12 Caesars, brothers and sisters, on your Google, and you'll see the 12 Caesars in the Wikipedia. Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar, Tiberius, Caligula, who was a satanic evil guy, Claudius, Nero, Galba, Otho, Vitellius, Vespasian, Titus, Domitian are the 12 that was prophesied out of the book of Ezra. And these are all
Bro, you shouldn't even
European
been there.
whites.
He wasn't going to hit that. He wasn't going to hit that. You thinking something that ain't even there.
So the question is, how did they, Esau,
you want to switch on me, but not on that
lands? You might ask. I'm going to show you today. But the lion it's speaking of is Christ, who would eventually judge the empire that was established from the 12 of the eagle, the 12 out of Edom.
Man, lock up.
Again,
lock up.
Their name, you can pull it up. The 12 Caesars. Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar, Tiberius Caesar, Caligula Caesar, Claudius Caesar, Nero Caesar, Galba Caesar, Otho Caesar, Vitellius Caesar, and Vespasian Caesar, and Titus Caesar. And these were they who were in place, Vespasian and Titus, during the time of our last stand in Jerusalem, 70 AD. It was Esau, 2 feathers out of the eagle, that took down his brother Jacob in 70 AD for his violence against thy brother Jacob in this vision of Obadiah. Are you following me here? You have Domitian, and you have, Domitian was the 12th and final Caesar, showing you who's Edom. Finish reading what you have there, elder lawyer, in 2nd Ezra.
You need to stop right here, bro.
2nd Ezra 12 and 15.
Come on.
Wherefore the second shall begin to reign, and shall have more time than any of the 12.
What am I showing you here?
Screen.
Those that exalt
Not that.
as the eagle.
You had a shot, nigga.
The
Not
Roman
the dunk.
eagle. Who's Edom? Okay, it's on your stamps, your post office, on all the Roman architecture you see within the United States and abroad, where Europeans rule. Even in Russia.
Alright, I ain't passing this to that nigga. Nope, nope, I ain't even relying on none of that.
Or verse number 15. Come on. Wherefore the second, or whereof the second shall
come right there.
Reign,
come right there.
Shall have more time than any of the 12. And this do the 12 wings signify which thou sawest. Come on. As for the voice which thou heardest speak, and that thou sawest not go out from the heads, but from the midst of the body thereof, this is the interpretation.
He extra too.
Come on. That after the time
you know
of
he
that
not
kingdom
passing.
there shall arise.
You know passing
rising,
ain't in this nigga
and it shall
DNA.
stand in peril of falling. Nevertheless, it shall not then fall, but shall be restored again to its beginning. And whereas thou sawest the eighth small under feather sticking to her wings, this is the interpretation. Come on. That in him there shall rise 8 kings,
man, and more man.
And their years swift.
It's breaking down each empire, each rulership.
Yeah,
of
okay.
Y'all
can stay down
the
there.
Roman rulerships or administrations. Each one. Come on.
I'll holler at
Verse
you.
21. And 2 of them shall perish, the middle time approaching. 4 shall be kept until their end begin to approach, but 2 shall be kept unto the end. And whereas thou sawest 3 heads resting, this is the interpretation. Come on. In the last days shall the Most High raise up 3 kingdoms.
In the last days the Most High shall raise up 3 kingdoms.
Throw that.
Many things therein, and they shall have the dominion of the earth.
And they shall have the dominion of the earth.
Bro.
And as we broke down, and you're going to see that in our breakdown of Daniel, that eventually an empire will come out of 3 of the 10 horns. France, Spain, and Great Britain. You read on.
Verse 24. And of those that dwell therein with much oppression, above all those that were before them, therefore are they called the heads of the eagle. For these are they that shall accomplish his wickedness, and that shall finish his last end.
And these are they that's going to go and accomplish Satan's wickedness. The power's wickedness against Jacob throughout the earth. These are those that
they're going to let me break them, but then he recover real quick.
After finding the children of Israel, who have ran from the face of the serpent. France, Spain, and Great Britain.
That's
by
all.
Rome, sent
Tripping.
by Satan. Come on.
Verse number 26. And whereas thou
and I'm only tripping because they it's crazy, bro.
That one of them,
like these niggas love quitting.
And yet without pain, or yet
when I got the green light. Now I'm playing against the computer.
Right there when you do the breakdown. I'm going to do a whole breakdown on the Caesar soon, specifically.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but go on.
Verse 27. For the 2 that remain shall be slain with the sword, for the sword of the one shall devour the other. Come on. But at the last,
look,
he
this
shall
nigga
fall through the sword himself.
Stepping up like.
Thou sawest 2 feathers under the wings passing over the head.
Crazy, bro.
That is on the right side.
Come on.
It signifieth that these are they whom the highest have kept unto their end. This is the small kingdom and full of trouble, as thou sawest. And the lion whom thou sawest rising up out of the wood and roaring and speaking to the eagle.
I tried to throw it to you.
Unrighteousness, with all the words which thou hast heard. This is the anointed which the highest hath kept for them and for their wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with their cruelty. For he shall set them before him alive in judgment, and shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people shall he deliver with mercy, those that have been preserved upon my borders.
Those that have been preserved upon my borders, read.
And he shall make them joyful until the coming of the day of judgment, whereof I have spoken unto thee from the beginning. This is the dream that thou sawest, and these are the interpretations.
And these are the interpretations. So the eagle represents who? The 12 Caesars, who would eventually be judged. Their empires will be judged by Christ at the very end, like it was prophesied in the book of Obadiah. You see this? Now, let's go now to the birth of Esau. I wanted to break these down so that you can know definitively, beyond any shadow of a doubt, folks, beyond any shadow of a doubt that if you were to read all of these points of that vision, beyond any shadow of a doubt, you would be able to figure out who's Edom on earth. And now, through
niggas
that,
trying to get a game on 3 different courts, 4 different courts.
Or have an understanding of all those prophecies concerning Esau and Jacob and what that means prophetically for our time. You have to understand that. And if you don't know who Esau is, it throws your whole prophetic picture and understanding of this battle
he don't even know.
Out of whack. You must understand who Jacob is, and you must understand Esau. Because
only thing
like
is, this nigga think he finna run guard.
Part of Esau's power and authority is the fact that he had hid himself and
ain't no
concealed
probably
himself,
too. He's smaller. Look at him.
along with the agenda he has
I'm in the middle.
against his brother Jacob. See?
Hey, he played
You understand that? So I wanted to bring out these points. An ambassador is sent amongst them, that the Most High will send amongst them right before the coming of Christ.
I don't even know how niggas think they can get their record like that and then hop on threes like they call.
He's the smallest. That's why he used these Jedi mind tricks to try to claim that everyone else is the minority and they're the majority. It's a lie. It's a war tactic to make everyone believe that they're greater in number.
Look. No IQ.
In the earth.
No IQ.
Okay? They're the smallest according to the Bible. They're despised of all people or all nations. They're more prideful than any other nation. They're from the mountainous terrains.
This nigga playing like he playing too.
The eagle like America, Rome, Russia. They will have the technology for space travel. Set their nest among the stars, right? Living as an eagle in space.
Well,
with an all-seeing eye.
I already know what's happening.
All territory is ill.
That nigga play twos, bro.
Taken by what? Taken by them.
What's going on?
All the territories they've taken. America.
Nope.
South America. Africa. Think about that. It's colonized by the thieves. They didn't begin in America, but America belongs to them now. Just like they didn't begin in Europe.
Man.
But Europe belongs to them now.
Look.
They will be
he think he running guard.
Themselves or their true agenda through secret meetings or secret societies. Fraternities like the Masonic orders. Alliances were made against them, where the nations would begin to align themselves. And out of that alignment of nations against Esau would come out an ambassador that would speak against him publicly. We're going to go there in a moment. Okay? And their wise men would become dumb, like we see today with their futile, unfruitful educational system now. And it says here that there's a judgment
this nigga
on
double,
the mount
triple
of
teaming you, man.
Why? For their violence against Jacob. Like Vespasian and Titus, eventually, out of the 12
look.
written of in Esdras, 2 of them.
Bruh, that's what I'm trying to tell you, bruh.
And his son Titus and sacked Jerusalem, and that began the scattering of the southern kingdom throughout the earth.
Yes, he is. Don't throw that nigga the ball at all. I don't even know why you threw that nigga the ball. I'm on him. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, nigga. I don't even care, bruh. No, I'm straight. Bro, I'm straight, bruh. No, I'm straight on this nigga, bruh. This nigga ain't finna sail on deep on offense and then get the ball and start playing. Now this nigga playing actively. Nah, nigga, we straight on you.
The book of Genesis.
I'll win the game without this nigga. Nope. Straight. He gonna stop playing defense. Because you ain't finna pass it. You ain't even gotta move because this nigga ain't finna pass it. Yep. Trash. Yes. Dead serious. We done. kid. That's a grown nigga. Exactly. Exactly. You read my mind. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't even swipe to him. That's my man. That's off. That's off. That's off. Let's go. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Come on now, Slim. Come back down here. Man, where you at, bro? Nobody passing you the ball, nigga. We straight. Wow. Wow. Man. Man. Man, bro. Nigga, we ain't gonna lose if we get a 3 right here and a stop. We shouldn't have left. Should have stayed. Yep. He not passing. You know it. You know it. Trash. Trash. This is him playing D. Look. Look. Wow. I can't. Nigga, both of them was full bars. You shouldn't have came. You should have shot that. We ain't getting no 3 with this nigga, bro. We're not getting a 3 with the bro. If I would have shot it, it wouldn't have went in. You need 2 stops. That's 1. That's 1. Grab that. Okay. jumping for? See what I mean? See what I mean? You ain't gotta tell me. Nah, alright, bro. I'm chilling. Yeah. back, bro.
What I'm not upholding Esau. I'm just letting you know what the Most High gave Esau. You can play around if you want.
Oh, you left?
With some of these people. And I'm going to tell you, Esau will take you out, and guess what? And then they'll just go eat dinner like nothing happened.
No, I'm talking about you left the part.
Okay? I'm going to tell you.
I got to get rid of
While you sit there playing games and video games, I'm talking to you brothers now. While you sitting there playing video games and messing around and smoking spliffs and acting out like some type of fool out there, guess what? Esau's at the range hitting targets.
Yeah, he ain't lying.
His game is not with no joystick acting like he's shooting something.
They're shooting something.
Okay. I'm going to tell you that right now. Esau was never to be played with. It's to a degree that I'm going to show you. When our forefather Jacob eventually got the blessing, Jacob had to break out. Jacob was told to leave out knowing the power of Esau. And Esau is calculating. He don't have to get you to death.
I'm in the same part.
That's one thing about us. We're so emotionally triggered. We just go off the handle with every little thing and just show our whole hand. Nah, Esau, listen, he'd rather be unseen and just take you out just like that, and you'll never know he did it. That's Esau. You won't even know it came from him. See?
Goes back to that covert.
That covert. Able to hide himself.
See, we just think about what we can do physically. He's looking at your water supply. He's looking at your food supply. He's looking at things you can't even think about or fathom.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you, I got a problem with you. I'm going to give you cancer. You die. You just die of cancer. I'll give you a tumor. You out of here. You don't even know it's me. Okay, Esau is a cunning hunter. Okay, how do you think Cesar Borgia became so powerful? He became powerful doing what? He's from a Roman stock, the bloodline. He's Esau. He became powerful poisoning all the foes of his father. A triptych of poisoners. So like you was mentioning, they like, wait, I'll tell you what. Let me get the biospecifics of their melanin, and let me find out what naturally they are allergic to. Let me find out what their kryptonite is, and I'll put it in their favorite products. You understand? This is how they roll, folks. And this, so I thank the Most High for the news and all that, because what we're telling you is what the Most High revealed to us to warn you from some of their cunning poisons. To make us weak. Okay? I'm putting it out there because a lot of people out there, you think that Esau is weak. Esau isn't weak, folks. Matter of fact, you know he's not weak. Okay? You know it. Let's go back now.
Yes, sir. Genesis chapter 25, verse number...
So here's some other attributes of the lawyer real quick. Excuse me, before you go in.
Yep.
Other attributes on all the things that are hidden in the book of Obadiah with that vision. He's a hunter. Not just for animals. Esau hunts people. Keep in mind, he exalts himself as an eagle. An eagle does what? It stands on its perch on high with an eagle eye, looking down on the rest of the earth. That's how an eagle seeks out its prey. He will watch his prey for hours, folks, without that rodent or whatever he's about to get ever knowing the eagle is looking. See? And when he captures its prey, it's already too late. When he come down on you, it's already too late. See? But he'll operate from far like an eagle. You don't even know he's there. That's Esau. Right? Just like us. And you know, by default, we are a victim of society when it comes to the technology. But hey, you got a phone, you got a camera, things you need to be able to communicate. You have a cable box. Well, guess what? Understand that Edom has eyes and ears on everything. Watch what you say. Watch what you do. Okay? Because you have to walk as if you're being watched or listened to 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week, because you are. All right? Come on.
Verse number 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Come on.
And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. For I am faint.
Therefore was his name called Edom.
Therefore was his name called Edom. Right? So then, initially, Esau developed a taste.
Where you at, bro?
For blood.
Oh, okay. Send me an invite.
For blood. See, and that's why in the law, the Most High tells Israel in the law that if we cook our meat, that we must cook it until all the blood is out of it. Right? That's why he tells us this. Because why? The soul is in the blood. Okay? The soul is in the blood. The scriptures teaches us this. When you look at Abel, who was killed by his brother Cain, and then the Most High told Cain, why lie to me? The blood of your brother cries out to me. So there's blood, it's still a living spirit in it. Even if the animal's dead, there's still life in the blood. So you must cook the blood out. So anyone who cooks stew or anything like that, you would know that when you cook in pottage with beef in it or whatever the case is, at the top, you will see what? A red residue boiling at the top. And you will know, you will start getting that sweet savor once that gravy begins to turn brown. That's the Most High letting you know when it starts smelling good, that now the blood is out of it. It's good to eat. The soul has gone out of the meat. See? And that's that sweet savor that goes up to the Most High. Because the soul is now gone. If you eat anything with blood in it, that animal and the attributes of that animal plays out in you because you're eating the soul of that animal.
Huh?
Okay, just some key information there. So it's not just, well, you shouldn't eat red food. There's a reason behind it. The spirit of that animal is still there.
Let me guess, he a dribbling nigga.
Okay? So, Esau told Jacob, asked Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, rare meat. Now, how does one know it's rare meat? Let's go to it in the New Testament real quick, Elder Logan.
I just deleted Flip.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse number 16.
Come on.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Now go to who? The younger brother. That's that birthright.
Oh,
right?
My bad.
See that? Come on.
I'm sending dude a message.
Verse number 31.
With Genesis 25 and 31, yes.
And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I'm at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?
I'm going to die anyway. And the book of Jasher, it shows you that he killed Nimrod. It was through the seed of Shem.
He approached 3. He probably good. But
Esau, that Nimrod was killed. That vision that we looked over when it came to Abraham's birth, that vision of that one star destroying all the other stars, well, guess what? That threat was now founded through Esau. Esau killed Nimrod. Nimrod's men were chasing him, and he ran into Esau.
Once we played
Jacob while Jacob was cooking.
Once we played 2 bigs,
okay,
so
they're after me. Okay.
Well.
And that's why he was so in a rush and said, "Just feed me. I don't care if the food is done. Feed me with the blood in it. I don't care."
He's not shooting.
What good is this birthright to me when I'm gonna die anyway? If I'm not nourished and not strong enough to fight, they're gonna kill me.
Oh, okay.
See? So that's why he sold his birthright.
These niggas
because
look like
he
too
was
big.
In a war with Nimrod's army,
big.
with some of Nimrod's close men who would watch over him. Okay?
So
and that's the real scene of why there was an urgency for the food there. You can't find that in the book of Genesis. You must read that in the book of Jasher. Okay? So he says, listen, what good is it going to do me?
And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Oh, no, I seen God message like, nigga, come play.
Now, obviously, Esau...
These 2 bigs right here, just like I said. This nigga said, I did come, but I saw y'all playing with another nigga and I left. I'm like, nigga, what, nigga, we waiting on you.
He survived the threat and probably thought, well, okay, let me go get this blessing from my father. Okay? Don't forget, Esau be hiding and dealing with concealment. He didn't stand in honesty with his father and mother and say, well, Dad, Mom, by the way, I sold my birthright. But he told Jacob he sold his birthright. He said, swear to me this day. So even Jacob knew that the heavens would take it up. And eventually, something would happen that would lead to Jacob receiving the blessing of his father. Something would lead
already.
To that. Right? And don't forget it was told to Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger, right? Now let's go to Genesis, directly to the let's go directly to the next chapter. And let's read into that blessing. Let's go into the point where let's read where Rebekah over here Esau and Isaac.
Good deed.
Genesis 27 verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, that his eyes were dim, so that he could not see. And he called Jacob his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold, now I am old, and know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take some venison.
Wow. I didn't know it was all 3 of them niggas
such as I love,
there.
And bring it to me, that I may eat.
Why is he trying to help me?
Before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison.
Bro, we good still.
And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord, bless me before the Lord before my death.
Come on.
Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock and fetch me from
He's trying to really help you.
2 good kids.
He's trying to help you guard a bee.
I will make them savory meat for thy father, for such as he loves.
What I tell you?
Come on. So he says, listen. She says, listen, hey, Esau, you know, he's going to be a while. He's going out to get
them
venison.
playmaker sharpshooters is trash.
Fresh and whip it up
all
right
of
for you, son. Take it there.
That whole build is trash.
Right? Now Esau, he got to go through the whole deal. He got to kill it. He got to let the blood run out. He has to skin it. He's by himself with all this. But nah, it's Jacob and Mama getting this food together. Together.
Their whole game, no cutting,
exactly.
no nothing. Their game is just stupid.
Mama, I'm going to cook it up for you, son.
Look,
you take it to your father.
Look,
you get this blessing.
Look, that's their game,
now,
bro.
Obviously, some would say, well, something.
Nigga won't pass the ball when he down court, but grabbing the ball, just throwing
not
it.
Be forthcoming with her own husband with this. Well, don't forget the Most High. Not that she isn't forthcoming. The Most High showed her.
That's their game, bro.
When those children
if
were
they
in
ain't
their
hitting
womb,
that, they suck.
The elder would serve the younger. And as she began to observe the children and their different attributes as growing, it was confirmed in her heart what the Most High showed her. That no way Esau, the way he's acting out, can get this. Okay. She's like, no, son, you're going to get this. The Most High showed me this. Right? Finish reading.
Verse number 10, and it says, And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man.
Come on.
My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them.
And go fetch me what?
And go fetch me them.
And go fetch me them. So you know what?
Gosh, man.
You got it. Esau was out there hunting, and guess what? They went and killed those animals there in a sacrifice to the Most High. Cooked those animals up. Cook that food up the way the way Isaac loved it. And guess what?
Bro,
Esau
find another big.
Jacob, received that birthright while Esau was gone. Now, last week I went into
we can run two guards, but this is going to be a guard. Let it be like a
with Jacob.
Nigga like me,
right?
our pure shot creator. So guy just said, here I come.
Let's go straight to Esau.
Not even too little, bro. He trash, bro. That nigga was good. Be straight.
Blessing Jacob. And Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father,
I refuse
Let
to
my
set
father
a
arise
for them
and
niggas.
eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me.
Nigga, why am I setting a pig
and
for a
Isaac his
nigga
father
who,
said unto him,
Who
art thou?
Who are you? Come on.
And he said,
black,
I am thy son,
white
thy firstborn son Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who?
Who
is he, or where is he that have taken venison, and brought it me, and I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed.
Come on.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob?
Saw
For
Tiger
he
won the
supplanted me
Masters.
these 2 times, and he took away my birthright, and behold.
Esau is infuriated.
Nigga ain't no nigga still.
Read.
He have taken away my birthright, and now he have taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved me a blessing for me?
Have you not reserved a blessing for me?
Sacrificed 80,000 babies before he got the win.
Isaac answered,
Nigga, they ain't just letting that nigga win off the strength.
Him for servants.
You know what that nigga had to do to win again?
Him, And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
When it says corn and wine,
bro, game same way they rig in basketball, same way they rig in football.
To Jacob.
Them niggas ain't just winning,
if
bro.
If it grows on earth, it belongs to Jacob. Period. That's what it means. Now, as you can see, with living under the curse, who have power over all the production?
I bet you Tiger Woods don't even win no more Masters.
And shipping it and selling
like
it.
Them niggas is stop that nigga from winning the Masters over a white man.
All of commerce of the earth right now. Not Jacob. Esau does.
I don't either, but what I'm saying is, nigga, they was on a hiatus to make sure Tiger Woods don't break white dudes' records.
That's an example.
I know that for a fact.
The shipping of all products, the shipping of corn,
because Tiger Woods was set up to break all their records easy.
By default, if Jacob
and this nigga got hurt, like he can't play no more.
Esau has the power.
Like, nigga, how you get hurt swinging?
Do with the earth as he will.
Like the easiest thing ever, nigga. You didn't got hurt to where you like
as the facilitator
I just can't.
for all products.
I can't.
Well, that was our duty.
Like,
with the blessing given to us, brothers and sisters, in detail.
Nah, nigga.
That's the.
You ain't gonna sit here and lie to me like that.
Lost. It's the curses. So it's not going to be no Arab jumping in or some Japhetic person jumping in that void.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. Hop on.
See? Esau will take that void. It belongs to him.
That's what I'm
Jacob
saying,
don't
bro.
want
This
it,
nigga is not finna just...
and breaking the laws of God and
you're not finna tell me Tiger Woods couldn't be the nigga with the most Masters ever 7 years ago.
Because we lost it.
And these niggas made this nigga get hurt like he playing basketball and then messed up his Achilles.
And I never forget sitting next to that rabbi over in Manchester.
Like, nigga, and it ain't even no hurt where you watching the golf game and like, oh, Tiger Woods got hurt. No, it's the hurt where you like, Tiger Woods is hurt.
Between segments, and I was talking to him
in
the hallway.
Tiger Woods was hurt during practice
came
today.
Back down right before we went back into the segment. He says, he says, Jewish guy. He says, listen, recall, hey, you got to follow the law.
And niggas know that in practice, them niggas go light.
Said,
like how,
like you know what?
You know how niggas don't hit the quarterback in practice in football? Them niggas go light like that, nigga. So you finna tell me this nigga got hurt in practice, like, going light.
They got to follow the law, recall. They got to follow the law.
This nigga purposely not swinging as hard as he can.
I couldn't come back on that. I couldn't come back to him and say, well, this is what y'all doing.
And you trying to tell me this nigga's done.
It's in his interest
like, he just didn't,
to have us not follow the law.
This nigga done broke his leg, like.
Listen, I'm not going to tell your people to follow the law.
Man, let God do what he do, bro. That's what he do.
That's your duty.
We almost got to send this nigga an invite to the chat.
Your people upbraiding the law has given us the earth.
No, we ain't about to lose.
So don't get mad at me because I'm not gonna. I will lie right in front of everybody that we and claim that I don't know who the people are. It ain't my duty to tell them.
You gotta step up.
Right?
That nigga a big
so
body.
It's not, breaking it down like this, it makes perfect sense, right, folks?
The nigga who screamed.
And being able to describe or figure out who's who on the earth.
Don't worry about it. We good still.
Yes,
you got to step up this time, though. Step up.
Yes.
Yep. See how you come try to set that screen? Yep. He ain't got nothing down low.
And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Nothing. I'm positive, nigga. He ain't got nothing down low.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
And of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And by thy what?
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Now, if you're going to live by the sword, eventually that vision that was given to Obadiah would come to pass. If you're living by killing people, the nation
you see how they waiting on the sweat.
begin to despise you.
Give me that. Switch.
Right?
Switch.
You're
Big man ain't got nothing
all
coming.
nations. That means the Most High gave Esau.
That's all he got coming is a rebound. Now he gonna be able to do that.
And weaponry.
That's gonna be a problem right there. But
read that again.
All that other passing this nigga the ball and thinking he finna post me up.
By thy sword thou shalt live,
and shalt serve thy brother.
And you're supposed to serve your brother. You cannot use that sword against your brother. But the other nations, go ahead, take them out.
I got you.
Better not kill your brother.
I got you.
Right?
I got him. I still got him. I still got him. I still got him.
Disobedience. It was the contract the Most High made with Israel. If you break that covenant, it's all off. The bet's off. What Esau can do to everyone else, he's gonna come. You're gonna be enemy number one.
Go ahead and post up.
Israel. Isaac gave Esau that sword, but he has to serve you. He can't take you down with that sword. But if you break this contract and disobey the laws given to Moses, you know that Esau is
waiting. I got it. I'm gonna tell you. Yep.
If I take this edge off
Good
you,
D.
Israel,
Good D.
You're open
that.
game.
Oh.
Esau.
Yeah, let's go. Yep.
Okay. The Most High have always stirred up Esau.
Leave him alone. He's
when
still
Solomon
off.
Went against the Most
He's still off. Don't even worry about it. He's still off. Throw that.
He stirred up the king of Edom.
Yeah, you should have threw that to me. I was gonna throw the oop.
The Most High have always
used that's what I'm trying to tell you.
As the
quicker you throw it, the quicker they converge on me. I'm throwing it right back.
And that's the piece Israelites don't want to talk about. They want to deal with the blame game and curse white people out and say it's their fault we're in this condition without us teaching any level of accountability.
Leave him alone.
According to the word of God. They would rather be victims and get everyone stirred up in a pity party instead of being accountable for our sins. Okay? For our sins that we do against the Most High regularly. And this is
really
what some of the Israelites out there are
for
teaching
doing
now.
That.
Right? Straight out lying on our church. Yeah, they're just teaching everybody's supposed to love Edomites. Yeah, they're the ones that love the Edomites. Straight up lying, claiming that's our doctrine in the church. No, our doctrine is not to focus
I was too
on
far.
Edomites or white people.
I got him.
Because if
I got him.
Judgment according to a prophecy concerning them anyway. Why is there so focus on
you told me
people?
to hedge. I'm hedging.
When it was us who gave white people access to destroy us. It was us. We gave them the green light. We gave white people and other nations the green light to execute their conspiracy against us. Okay? So now, the Most High gave Esau the sword. Right? Come on.
It says here in verse 40, by
the sword you shall live,
and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion.
Hold up now, Esau. It shall come to pass
still good,
when
bro.
you
We
shall
still
have
good.
the dominion. You'll get a chance to rule.
You just need 2 Ds.
Your children will have a chance to rule.
No.
Why
you leaving me?
And understanding prophetically that Esau exists. He would be one of the rulerships or kingdoms prophesied by our prophet Daniel. We will be able to identify one of those families, if not more. There's some dominion somewhere in those 4 beasts for Esau.
Why?
See?
Why?
So now Esau can no longer conceal or hide his identity. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sorted up? The Bible identifies it. Because Esau is too proud, folks, to conceal himself. You just have to have the knowledge prophetically to identify him. He's too proud. He's tired of hiding it now. He's right out with it now. Yeah. You know what? After taking the Israelites out in North, Central, and South America, and we'll call it the Spanish-American War, or that war, or the war of Calvary against this and Calgary against this, that, and the other North American Indians. After taking all of the Israelites out throughout the earth, or America, let's make the eagle our emblem. Let's come with the eagle and plaster the eagle over all of their stamps.
Oh,
let the Israelites there lick the stamp of an eagle, put it on an envelope and ship a dear letter to their mother. They don't even hide who they are, folks.
This nigga taking 6
Their
shots.
Their pride won't allow them. It's just that they're concealed through what? Through the and their religious theologian setup.
Like I was only 3 games back.
You know, the cat in the bag. That's how they keep themselves concealed, by not talking about it. Or
you ain't even gotta tell me, bro.
But
you ain't even gotta tell me, man. I'm so close to getting even to 200 again. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
They're the smallest amongst
and I'm done. One game. One game.
They stole everything
Don't
they got.
Even worry
they
about
hide
it.
themselves through secret societies. Right? Right? Esau, right? The leaders, eventually, according to God, will be judged by the Most High. Why? Because his violence against his brother Jacob. You tick off all these boxes,
what niggas
and there's no way you can come up with any.
And I know he just played with bums and lost 7, 8, 9 times.
European race. They're Edom. But let's prove it. Let's give you more proof.
2 for 6.
They have the gift of the sword. Right? Come on.
Verse number, the rest of verse 40.
Yes.
And it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
That means that blessing.
They ain't have turkey chops.
For birthright.
You ain't see no turkey.
Where the elder shall serve the younger. That's going to be broken off your neck, Esau.
I want turkey chops, but okay.
So maybe you want to check tomorrow?
If Jacob
sinned
against God, all bets are off, and you can wield that sword and gain dominion for a time on earth, is what our father Isaac gave Esau. That's a blessing. So to them, to rule is a blessing given to them by their father. But Esau as a power became prideful. And began to execute violence against Jacob outside of the parameters that were given to him. And that's why I tell you the book of Obadiah, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Like I was going to use you to take them down anyway because they disobeyed. But you people went beyond.
We just lost because of you.
You went beyond the parameters given. The Mount of Esau is talking about their rulers.
Easy.
Their magistrates. Their lawmakers. They went beyond that, folks. And that's what the Most High, that's why the Most High is going to give them double of judgment. He said, listen, it's enough I took the dominion from them and gave you everything, Esau. You weren't supposed to now take that power and utterly destroy my people. So he says the Mount of Esau must be destroyed. Anyone that colluded and planned behind closed doors against them, I'm wiping them all out. All those that's in the know, who have colluded in these secret societies, who have been set up as politicians and all that, and plan daily in your city councils to lock my people up and to kill them and to perpetuate the suffering from one generation to the next, knowingly, I'm killing you all. That's what the Most High is talking about when he says the mount of Esau getting judged. It's not speaking of the everyday white guy that don't have two nickels to rub together.
Tamisha.
It's not talking about that. It's talking about those, the conspirators, the mount of Esau. Everyone of the mount.
Hey, send the invite one more time, bro.
Mount means what? The top.
Yeah.
They're lawmakers. They're religious leaders. All of them will get dealt with according to the Most High. It's not speaking of all white people. Okay, let me make that clear. Come on.
I just changed too.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So he planned on killing his brother Jacob initially, but of course, our mother Rebekah told Jacob to flee and go into the land of Laban and hide out for a while until this anger subsides. Right? So, now, going more into who's Esau, let us now break down eventually where Esau went. Eventually he would go into the mount. All right? Because it tells us in the book of Obadiah, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks.
Yeah.
So they will begin
Tamisha,
building.
Come here.
In mountainous terrains. And through that, he would bring forth a new nation.
Not you.
Fulfilling what was told to Rebekah, 2 nations are in thy womb. Hold tight for part 3. We'll be right back with Who's Edom. Getting good, right?
Oh, it's the
Hold
same
tight.
people?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it better?
No. But it tastes like cognac. I tasted like, wow, this tastes like it's brown.
The taste's not that strong.
Right. But it tastes brown though. It don't taste
Clear.
It don't taste like vodka. Nope.
They must not have had yours you done bought up the store.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
I just got it because I'm like,
Something
wow,
different.
clear vodka. Okay. I'm like, clear cognac. I'm with it.
All right. Part 3, who is Edom? Let's now go to Genesis. As a matter of fact, let's go to Genesis 36. Now don't forget it was written in the book of Obadiah about Esau, who exalted himself as the eagle, who would dwell where? In the clefts of the rocks. Okay? The mountains. So when did Esau begin to dwell in the clefts of the rocks? Let's go.
The book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 1.
We're in Genesis 36.
Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives.
Now mind you, brothers and sisters, don't forget, it was showed to our mother Rebekah that the elder would serve the younger. That one nation would serve another nation. Now we're going into the nation of that prophecy
that was prophesied to one day serve the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? Specifically just speaking of not the other Gentile nations, specifically speaking of Edom.
I was trying to see where he was at.
Genesis 36 and 1.
Genesis 36, verse 1.
I don't know.
Now these are the generations of Esau, who was Edom.
Mad at you,
Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan. Adah, the daughter of Elam the Hittite.
Now that's something he did.
I don't know how you hit that unlimited, bro. I ain't
he
able to hit that.
Esau began to marry the daughters
you hit that bonus, bro.
that our fathers told him not to associate with.
I can't hit that
of the Gentiles.
Nothing, bro.
It was in specific. We were supposed to take daughters.
Say until you got it.
Of Abraham's family, Sarah's family.
Like I don't hit nothing but Gatorade and
you have that. Let's get that.
You know what I'm saying? Boost cards and a little $4,000 my player. Like,
chapter. Let me get it now.
Oh, I hate that.
I'll grab it. It says, yeah, I get it. But
look, I'm like that Chinese lady. I feel sorry for your mother.
See,
like nigga, all you getting is Under Armour. Nigga, I can't stand Under Armour, bro.
We're going in about Genesis. It's before 25. No, I got it.
Like nigga, you not finna keep letting me hit Under Armour, bro. Like
27 and 46.
I don't even know you like that.
Genesis 27, verse number 46.
Come on.
And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these are the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do to me?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's it on that.
Oh, period.
Go to Genesis 28 and 1.
I said, don't make me take this jersey off.
28 verse 1. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him,
come on.
Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan.
Thou shalt not take of the daughters of Canaan. See? And Isaac had called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him that thou shalt not take of a wife of the daughters of Canaan, right? So Esau, being infuriated, losing the blessing and the birthright, did against his parents.
You got a good part? I'm going to join you.
And you know it's written in the law that thou shalt honor thy father and mother.
You're the same one as me right now?
Well, Esau said, you know what? If that's the family that has always been against the God who took my blessing and birthright, then I will reprocreate with that family. I will reprocreate with the God and the people who are against the children of the promise. I will align. Esau began to align himself with Satan from that day on.
Verse 6. This is Genesis 28, verse 6.
Come on.
When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padan Aram to take him a wife from thence, and that he had blessed him, he gave him charge, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. And that Jacob obeyed his father and mother and was gone to Padan Aram. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father, then went Esau unto Ishmael and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son's sister of Nebajoth, to be his wife.
So initially, Esau went and dealt with Ishmael's daughters. So that's one race of Esau, okay? That's separate from the race that would come out of the Canaanite women. Now, we know the Canaanite women were a product of what? Nephilim blood mixing. Okay? So Esau went to Mount Seir. Not only did he begin to deal with Ishmael's daughters, he said, you know what? I'm going to make me a stronger
powerful race by mixing my blood with the Canaanite blood. And that race or that nation will fight against Jacob. Okay? So let's go into that generations of Esau in Genesis 36 now.
Genesis 36 verse 1.
Yes.
Now these are the generations of Esau, who was Edom.
Yeah,
Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Alahabamah the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Bashemoth, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebajoth, and Adah bare to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemoth bare Ruel, and Alahabamah bare Jeush, and Jaalam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. And Esau took his wives, and his sons, and his daughters, and all the persons of his house, and his cattle, and all his beasts, and all his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan. And he went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob.
From the face of his brother Jacob. Now, before you go into that, let me make it clear, folks, because we have to really begin to erase the programming of who Ham is out of our minds to get a proper picture here, okay, and understanding what's going on here. We were taught that Ham was Africans, so to speak, or the African blacks, okay, of the diaspora, like our forefathers. We were taught we were Ham. When there's a distinct physical difference between us and Hamites, okay? Hamites, you might see, you see some of the dark families of the East Indians who have the real, what you would call straight hair, but dark, same as the Egyptians have the straight hair, but they're dark, like the Hamitic Ethiopians that have the straight hair, but they're dark.
Well,
the Canaanites were in that type of family line, how the Babylonians looked. They dark skinned.
No wonder why they say that about Ethiopians.
More, not brown like us, but sort of brown like us, but a different hue. But their hair is straight like East Indians.
Ethiopians.
Those are the Hamites, folks. So you have to realize the Canaanites also had that same outward appearance.
I want to redo my hair,
but you have families. You had families out of the land of Canaan, or the Canaanite land, that was cursed with leprosy.
She was like, I want to fix my hair.
White.
She was like, I want to change my hair, but I'm going to show you how to fix it.
Instead of them looking,
I'm going to show you how to. We got to go to a new park.
They were light white.
Basically, in a nutshell, she had braids.
These are the people Esau began to
it was trash.
Keep in mind,
and you saw the ingrown from
the children of Israel went into the land
from having braids for so long.
Of Canaan. The Most High told us about the curse
you
of
can't
leprosy
hear me still?
That was in the land. Let's get some examples of that.
Basically, she had braids. She said it was trash. You can tell the grown hair from the braids. Yeah. And she was like, I'm finna fix my hair one time just to show you. And that helped her cut like half of the braids and then put like baby hair on the top, and then it was like, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. Ethiopians really be trying to act like sisters. Like, you have I see you trying to act like a sister, but you not. You just a sister without all the attitude. And it's gonna work in the beginning, but at the end, you're gonna be like, yeah. You'll be like a sister, like, you just gonna let me walk all over you, ever? Yeah. Man. If it's one of our own, though, I expect her to act like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Nigga, one of our own definitely not finna act like that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. One of our own definitely not finna be like, yeah, it's okay. You like, shut up, sit down, go in the room. Right. You get okay with everything, like. I like what you like. You know what I'm saying? Like old girl from Coming to America. Bruh, they know that too. You know what I'm saying? That's why they put that girl in Coming to America. Like how you just said, I like what you like. Hakeem like, no, straight. Yo, like, I'm straight. But the Ethiopians, bro, Moses was like, Ever kept bringing her bread, like, okay, you gonna keep bringing me bread if you want to. Like, I didn't even know that nigga went, like, left Egypt after he killed that nigga. Bro, that nigga was gone for like 15 years. That nigga was gone for, he wasn't gone like how the Bible say he was gone. Like, it make it seem like Moses came right back. But that nigga Moses left and was the king of Ethiopia. That nigga probably like, bruh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bruh. And bruh, and do you know, nigga, that story that they be showing in King Arthur, where they got the sword? Nigga, that came from Moses, nigga, about the sword where couldn't nobody pull it up. And King Arthur pulled it up. Nigga, that came from Moses, nigga. It was a stick, nigga, that was in the ground and couldn't nobody pull it up, nigga. And that's how Moses became the king. That nigga walked in the vineyard and just pulled it up like nothing. And they looking at this nigga like, couldn't nobody pull that up. Bruh, that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. They just switched it all into Esau, like, yeah, this nigga, you read the book of Jasher, nigga, it was a stick in the middle of the field, nigga, that couldn't nobody pull up. Nigga, and Moses came like doing something in the field and he just grabbed it nonchalant, like, and that's how the nigga became the king. Cause couldn't none of them niggas pull it up. Everybody sitting around there trying to pull it up. Nigga, Moses just come walking, daydreaming in the field, like, yeah. Here, it's a stick. And just grab a stick and pull it up. Nigga, they all looking like, this nigga just pulled up the stick. Moses like, what? Bruh. Pretty much like, nigga, you the king. And then, nigga, Moses was the king of Ethiopia for 10 years. This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, nigga. Bruh. No. Man. And couldn't nobody pull it up. Bro, they be lying about everything, bro. You don't even, bro. Oh my god. Do you know, nigga? I guess you ain't read the book of Joshua. Nigga, it tell you that in the book of Joshua, this nigga told Simeon to run back and see how many people it was. And this nigga, bruh, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Where they, nigga, the kung fu fighting, nigga, the crouching tiger, nigga, they got that from us, bruh. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This nigga Simeon was running on the top of the corn.
Oh wow! I knew that was us though, cause I ain't never met an athletic Asian in my entire life.
Bruh, this nigga was literally running on the top. He was like, bruh, go back and count the people. And this nigga Simeon ran on the top of the corn.
Like a ninja.
We the ninjas, bruh.
I already know it. This nigga pure stretch.
Yeah, all we need to do is act right.
I'm circle.
Oh, well, I got you then.
I ain't saying you gotta pass me, son. We hitting squares. Somebody thought that was you.
No, I do gotta pass it, and that's what I'm saying. And instead of hitting square, talking about that was you, I'm gonna hit circle. I like you need to do that more often.
And tell you beforehand.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You need to do that more often. Cause that you see how easy that is right there.
Yeah.
I know now.
Okay.
Oh, and he can shoot. Oh yeah, that's money.
Yeah. And he ain't no little dude.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I ain't leaving nothing alone, nigga. Ain't leaving nothing
I
alone.
don't know why.
Just, quit reaching.
Oh no, you know I ain't gonna stop.
That was gay.
You know I ain't stopping reaching.
I know. Oh wow. What a goofy.
Wow, he gonna run right with me, huh?
That was dumb.
Dunk. Yeah.
That was dumb.
Yeah, it was. I'm talking about my man. For him to run like that, like
Easy. That's why I ran to the corner.
somebody gotta step out.
Bro, hey. I thought he was gonna do it.
Ah,
Listen, bro.
bro, y'all bogus, bro. Y'all ain't even about that business. They got team. You see how they got team camaraderie?
You be doing what you want.
Man, I really wasn't, bro. I really like. Okay, I got him. Look.
That was
Yeah, I knew I had him. He jumped.
different though.
He jumped. But last time they all converged.
That's more the pass it.
Yeah, you're right. That's off.
Y'all gotta turn that into a make do this
Yeah.
stuff. Man, move. See, somebody else would just threw that. What the?
Yeah, I like it. Nigga moving like Jermaine O'Neal.
I'm too slow.
Let him have that. Let him have that. Okay, do you then. Alright. Told you to let him have it.
Nigga, you not gonna tell me he should have made that. Don't you not?
No, he shouldn't have, but once you did all that, then you should have, you know. Look, I'm like, all I can say is Ethiopians is bad.
They is.
Leprous skin. Of that clean.
And then this one girl, nigga, that I'll be like, she is, bro, she extra bad,
some people
bro.
ask, well, how did white people come
But
to
I don't, but she ain't
when
no
it came,
Ethiopian though.
They were a mixture between.
But I don't know what
Esau
she is. I'm
red
like, is she
or
Judah?
Red all over.
Bro, this
And the
heifer
children
got
that would
green
come from
eyes, but
him
she a nigga.
And the leprous
I'm like,
Canaanite women.
oh my god.
That began the race of the Caucasians or of the white people.
And she like,
see
and this heifer be
today.
speaking Spanish.
A whole new race
And this
of
heifer
people,
be in Rome.
okay, made out of Esau and the Canaanites.
Do not let him mix you. What the?
Okay, now
Nigga
there
ain't
are
mixing me,
families
bro.
of Esau. in Arabia and in the Middle East and all that.
I do.
Right? Who don't look exactly.
And I can't
like
guard this nigga for a second,
Edomites.
obviously. Y'all just.
And this is where a lot of Israelites are being confused, saying that, well, Esau are the Arabs, knowing that Esau also
nigga. Why
had
you
children
shoot that?
with the daughters of Ishmael. That's where that theory comes from. I did some research on it and saying, where's they getting this Ishmael is Esau thing? Because Esau had some children with Ishmael. They claim those
No, we good. We
need
a lockdown. Bro, this nigga's not getting no bucket off just the strength. See what I'm saying, bro? Don't do that. Don't do that. Bro, don't do that.
Now, this was us going into the land.
Yes, because I got him, bro. Throw that. Okay, he hit that.
If curse of leprosy come on us that's in the land of Canaan, what to do?
It was. No, let him go, bro. Let him go.
Leviticus 14,
let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go, bro. Let him go, bro. Let him go.
When you come into the land of
that
Canaan,
nigga only hit that because he read.
And I put the plague of leprosy in a house of the land.
He only hit that because he read, bro.
Leprosy in the house.
He wasn't hitting none of that.
Possession. And he that owneth the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, it seemeth to me,
go back to the hole,
as it were a plague in the house.
In the house. But let's go into the leprosy.
We straight.
Okay.
And you read too? Yeah.
One moment.
Bro, I got him, bro. I got him. I got him. Leave him alone.
Leviticus 22.
Like, you niggas love doing that, man. I don't understand it.
Let's get it where it says a clean leper. One moment. In particular.
Wow. Wow.
Clean leper.
Wow. Shoot that. Oh, never mind.
Leprosy. Yeah, leprosy in the skin.
Stop that!
1 second, folks. Let me get it real quick. Leprosy.
But we don't need no 3. We good.
Right.
Bro, we good, bro. We're good.
Get it here.
This the part where we bad at, right here. This the part where we bad at. Bruh, it's not me, bruh. He's setting a pick.
That would be in Leviticus 13.
Leviticus 13 and
wow.
38.
Yes, let's read it.
Wow.
Start in verse number 36. It says,
bruh, I know I need to switch, but y'all ain't switching accurately.
The priest shall not see.
Like, y'all switching on the stuff where I got them. And then on the plays where I don't got them, y'all not switching.
There was not one time you said I ain't got them.
I can agree with you. I can agree with you right there. I can agree with that. This nigga had 22.
Somebody pick that nigga up, man. Like, you can't fight over all these screens. And then as soon as I do, leave him alone. And then he shoot a wide open 3. Like, oh, get your... That shit got me mad. That shit really got me mad. That was a stupid ass loss. It was one nigga.
Yeah.
One nigga,
Nah, yeah.
Double team.
Yeah. Yeah, you right about that.
Everything. That nigga was gonna hit all that. But he keeps talking some other guy. Like, man, hey, the Bible say that too, bro. The Bible say that. Pride come before a fall. And that's exactly what
nigga, that wasn't my pride. Don't even try to play me.
All you gotta do is just say, bro, I can't get him off these screens. I need you to pick up. Like, I don't get that, bro. Like, that was one of the dumbest L's we ever took. That nigga had 9 for 10, bro. 4 for 4. That's crazy. Man, we had a little decent nigga. He wasn't all that cold.
That nigga wasn't decent either. I ain't even gonna lie. That nigga wasn't decent.
stupid ass loss. All I had to do was just switch, bro. Just pick your nigga up, bro. That's all we had to do. Now, the other dude, I can't really speak on him. I don't know if he was gonna switch or not. You know what I'm saying? But my nigga screened you, your man, so many times. All we had to do was switch, cause my nigga wasn't even scoring.
Yeah. Yeah. You right, bro. My nigga was scoring. I ain't gonna lie about that. Man, come on, bro. Like, why? Why?
What is this nigga?
Like, why do we get niggas who in development role mode? We get niggas from the GBA.
Yeah, them G League, nah, D League.
What's the matter, Ty?
Listen, I'm barely now resting.
Oh, you gonna put on the shower or no?
I can. I'm the divine watching something.
I ain't something what divine watching.
Yo, that's cute. I can't even lie.
Nigga, what you talking about now? Talking about your son?
Nah, I'm talking about these little dresses my wife got for her daughter, man. It's cute, man.
Oh, you got a daughter now too?
Yeah,
You need to stop having babies, boy.
For yellow hair, he is unclean.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got a boy and a girl.
In
I'm
his
mad
sight
'cause I ain't
as
got no
a
more
stay,
kids.
and there is a black hair grown up thereupon.
Yeah,
The skull
I
is
want
healed,
like
he is
5.
clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean.
I want 3.
If also, if a man
I
also
want
or a
like
woman
3
hath
more
in the
boys.
skin of their flesh bright spots,
Cause boys
even
carry
white
on the
bright
lineage.
spots,
Even white bright spots, read
And the
like
girls
you see
ain't
some.
finna
It
do
happens
nothing
to our
but
people sometimes where they're dark skinned,
switch
then
over
white spots
after you
begin
raise
to
them.
show
Like,
up, and it begins to grow in different parts of their body.
I'm sitting there like, man.
even white bright spots, then the priest shall look, and behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be
And I
darkish
think the
white,
Most High
it
punishing
is a
me
freckled
like,
spot
nigga, you
that groweth
straight.
in the skin. He is clean.
That's a
Like,
clean
yeah,
person.
yo,
That means
like,
he don't
nigga,
have
cause it
something.
tell you in the
or
Bible that
person
your
doesn't
name ain't
have the
finna live
leprosy
on.
that spreads over the hue, over the whole body. Read.
And the man whose hair is fallen
Oh,
off his head
my
is
God.
bald, yet he is clean. And he that hath his hair, something else,
Yeah, let's go straight to the leprosy of the skin in 13.
No, we not. We good. We good. We good. It's just me and you, bro. It's me and you, bro.
Moment.
It's not a general sense, like.
Let's go straight to one moment.
No,
The
I'm
18th
telling
verse.
you, know.
Okay, verse
Should have
18.
posted him up. Oh.
This is Leviticus 13, verse
I don't
18.
know why
The flesh
you
also
threw it
in
to
which
him, bro.
even in the skin
That
thereof.
was, that was dumb.
Verse 12.
That was.
Yes.
It's a handicap match out here.
Verse 12.
And if the leprosy break out abroad in the skin,
that's all.
and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague from his head even to his foot.
So now the leprosy is from head to foot.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Come
Wheresoever the
on.
priest looketh, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh,
if the leprosy have covered all his flesh,
he shall pronounce him clean that have the plague.
So that's called, according to God's law, a clean leper. Okay, now this was a curse that was going on in the land of Canaan before the Israelites went in there. So the Most High told Moses and the elders, well, listen, if a person get broken out with this, sometimes due to sin or whatever the case is, this is how the priest is. This is
That's
exactly
all.
how the priest should deal with this. The curse of leprosy, which was in the land of Canaan.
Let's go.
So these people in the land of Canaan were Hamites, but were turned white, some of them. And Esau brought forth children with leprous Hamites. So we have to get that mindset, that thing out of our brains, that if someone is Ham, they're African or have African features or look like black people. That was part of the deception they taught to make us believe in America or in the lands of our captivity that we were a different family outside of Shem. Okay? Hamites
Okay? Look more so like East Indians and Babylonians and Cushites and people like that with straight hair and dark skin. Outside of the leprous Canaanites.
Never mind.
Well, Esau had children with the leprous Canaanites and brought forth a whole different race. 2 nations are in thy womb. Here is the origin of what we call white
That's my bad, bro.
White people
I'm not
did
throwing
not
to that
begin
nigga no more.
in Europe. They began in Mount Seir. Okay, this is where they began. In Mount Seir. Okay, they didn't start in Europe. You got that? All right, let's go now.
You straight.
Genesis 36, verse 6.
Yes.
And Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all their possessions, of his house and his cattle, and all his beasts, and all his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. For their riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them.
Beat that! Come on! This is a little kid,
whose habitation is high, dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, the vision. Go ahead.
Esau is Edom.
Esau is who?
Esau is Edom.
Esau is now a race. Esau is now Edom. Like you have Jacob and Edom. Or Israel.
Hit that. Okay, throw it.
2 nations are in thy womb. Okay. Esau is Edom. Read.
Verse 9. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
Esau became what?
The father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
The father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. Now the Bible is now identifying, brothers and sisters, the nation that was prophesied to serve the younger brother. Here's the family of Edomites.
Dunk that.
See?
Yeah.
Read.
Verse 10. These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Adar,
Leave him alone. Why you do that?
The wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz,
bro, leave that nigga alone, bro.
Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz.
Now let's emphasize some of them real quick. Right? Let's talk about them real quick. These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Adar, the wife of Esau.
I don't know why.
Ruel, the son of Bashemoth, the wife of Esau. And the son of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz, right? Finish reading, Elder Lawyer.
Verse 12. And Timnah was concubine to
bro, I can jump, bro. That's him. Wow. Wow.
Amalek. These were the sons of Adar, Esau's wife.
So now we have Amalek also.
Oh, he gonna hit that.
Born of what?
He gonna hit that.
Part Shemite blood through Abraham, Isaac, and part Canaanite blood.
Wow.
Due to the women Esau dealt with in Mount Seir.
I'm so glad I got fouled.
And these people became what? Believe it or not, they became the royalty.
Easy.
Of
Shoot
Edom.
that. Shoot that.
Okay. Esau wasn't broke.
Bro, I don't know why you didn't bend shoot that. You would have hit that if you shot that from the jump. No.
Okay, from his fathers.
Bro, you was wide open. Nigga, you always shoot threes.
He began to gain dominion and power in those regions and become the leading nation over Mount Seir.
Yeah, exactly. Nigga, it'll be 19 to 20.
Esau. I mean, against
Jacob. Right.
Now let's emphasize and point out a few of these real quick.
Throw that.
Let's point out Zepho.
Let's go.
First.
Throw it back.
Zepho is a product of Shemite blood through Isaac and Canaanite blood
got him.
through the daughters
hit
of
that.
Canaan.
Let's go.
who we know
See what I'm saying?
are lepers.
All we need is 1D.
Right? European races.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
What call white Caucasians today.
Ah, good D. I love it.
Are what?
Wow. See, now he tripping, bro.
Hamitic blood through Canaanites. That's what makes them. We know that even before that.
Who's that? That nigga 1 for 5,
blood
bro.
through Hagar and Abraham.
And he a big. That was his
Ishmael,
fault.
the Arabs today.
Like, I'm not even.
So we have to get that vision of what we think a Hamite is according to our programming. Hamites don't look like us in particular.
I be thinking I be having to steal.
And that's why the Hamites unite with the Edomites and other nations today against us.
What I'm supposed to do? Run back?
Who they are over the Middle East, over there in different parts of India, different parts of Ethiopia outside of the diaspora.
Yeah, run back. Yeah, you think I'm supposed to run back?
Now, let's first, in particular, Elder Lawyer, address Zepho, the grandson
ain't nobody playing with you no
more. Of Esau. I think I had it here. One moment here. Let me get it here.
We really got
You have it?
One moment, I
had it here for a second. Right here. We in the book of Jasher, the 61st chapter. Right? Go on.
The book of Jasher, chapter 61.
A matter of fact, let's go straight to it. Let's go to Jasher. Jasher 10 and 16
Who?
first. Jasher 10 and 16.
Hey, hold on. Give me like 10 minutes.
The book of Jasher, chapter 10, verse number 2.
That nigga,
Jasher 10 and 16 reads what?
I'm not fooling with
and
DeAndre
the children
either.
of Kittim are the Romim, who dwell in the valley of
I'm finna make me a podcast, bro.
Okay, now I wanted to point that out because Rome is identified in particular with the land out of Greece,
Kittim, make me a podcast.
which is Eastern Europe.
I'm tired of old ladies telling me I should be on the radio.
And the Roman, which are the Romans, who dwell in the valley of Canopia by the river of Tiber.
I mean, old ladies tell me I need to be on the radio while I'm at work, like.
Right? Now,
I'm
these
sitting there like, really?
Were originally
she's like, oh, I love your voice. You should be on the radio.
Ask, how did white people begin to rule in Europe?
I'm talking about like out of 5 cars, nigga, 4 of them telling me I should be on the radio.
Become the Roman Catholics and began to rule Italy and all that, right? Let's go to the book of Jasher 61 and 25.
Nigga, heifers, nigga, like, nigga, I be literally hearing women at work, like, I be hearing the women that I work with, like, laughing and snickering, like.
The same Zepho that's spoken of, brothers and sisters, in the book of Genesis 36, who was a product of Canaanite blood and Shemite blood through Esau, became king. Where?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Them and the women that's calling in just high off drugs, like.
Tubal and the islands.
Like, you should be on the radio. I don't know what you're doing.
By the sword.
I feel like I don't know what you're doing there.
Sword, right?
But
and when they returned to the battle,
you should really be on the radio, brother.
And their king Zepho went at their head and made war with Tubal and the islands.
And I'm sitting there like, man, you don't even know, like.
Brothers and sisters, are the families
I wish I was on the radio.
That lawyer
She's
brought
like,
forth
yes,
Genesis earlier.
You should definitely.
So you want to know how white people are now in Europe and colonized Europe? It's not because they're from the seed of Japheth. It's because they warred with Japheth. See that?
Who?
Come on.
And their king Zepho went at their head and made war with Tubal and the islands. And they subdued them And when they returned from the battle,
they subdued them. So if they subdued the armies of Tubal and the sons of Japheth in the wars against Japheth, who would rule those territories now? Edomites. Edomites are now ruling Europe now. I'm giving you the origin of when Edom began to become what we call Europe.
That nigga right there.
Read.
And when they returned from the battle, they renewed his government for him.
Yeah,
and they built for him a very large palace for his royal habitation and seat. And they made a large throne for him. And Zepho reigned over the whole land of Kittim.
He reigned over the whole land of Kittim, which is Cyprus, which is the Greek island.
And over the whole land, and over the land of Italia.
Over where?
And over the land of Italia, 50 years.
He became king over Italy, folks. This is where your Edomites began to gain power in Europe. Thousands of years before there was any such thing as the Caesars, Edomites were ruling. That's right. They were ruling, brothers and sisters. Here's the families of your European Italians that eventually did what? Take the Vatican, set up the Vatican, and set up a stronghold that we call Rome today. The eagle, it started with Zepho. This is when Edomites became European.
Hold up.
See that?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even give that nigga the thumbs down.
And I was doing some research for the last couple of days. Even when it comes to Tyre and Zidon, all of these are specific areas Esau eventually did what? Stake strongholds against Jacob. Religious strongholds and otherwise, to conspire to keep their brother Jacob from ever fulfilling Jacob's promise and blessing to rule over him. See? Italy. See? Italy. Kittim. So, brothers and sisters, keep in mind, they've gone through great lengths to make sure, by canonization of our records, to make sure certain information or literature concerning their history isn't read in religious institutions. How are the things of Esau sorted out and searched out? They're not Europeans at all. They're from Mount Seir. They're part Canaanite, Hamite on their mother's side, and they're Shemite on our father's, Isaac's, side. Check that out. Right? Now, let's now deal with, because later I'm going to go into a full detailed breakdown, and I'm going to have the graphics and all, and get someone to help me with it, that can actually just show a timeline of where they went from one place in the earth to the next. And it's going to be so simple a child can understand it. Esau cannot hide himself anymore, right? He put up strongholds in Italy. Zepho right now is buried in parts of Cyprus. He's buried in Ayia till this day in Cyprus. Zepho is. We've tracked him down, folks. We know who Edom is. Right? Now, right? Now, let's go back to Genesis. Let's get Amalek real quick. Okay? We're going to get right to these points and try to finish this by the top of the hour here. Right? Let's go straight to Amalek.
This is Genesis chapter 36, verse number 12.
Come on.
And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek.
Come on. Amalek.
These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife.
Now, we're going to deal with Amalek in a moment, but before we go there, let's go straight down to the 19th verse where it talks about Hori.
Verse 19. These are the sons of Esau, who was Edom, and these are their dukes. These are the sons of Seir, the Horite, who inhabited the land.
Now, hold on, let's get that Horite there, right? We're at Genesis 36, and you're at 19, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you go to 36 and 19, brothers and sisters, you'll see it says, let me get it here. These are the sons of Esau. Who is Edom? Who is Edom, right? Topic of our discussion. And these are their dukes, right? And these are the sons of Seir from the mountain, Mount Seir. The Horite. Look at this word Horite. It says what? Cave dweller. Kara. Cave dweller. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, Esau. Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. How can you be so proud of all your accomplishments on earth, right? When you only received everything due to the disobedience of your brother. That's number one. Number two, you act as if you are the progenitors in the former of all things when you've taken everything. You were not too long ago in the mountains of Mount Seir in ancient times, or in the mountains of Georgia, Russia, the Caucasus Mountains, not too long ago. So why be so proud and not appreciate the fact that you have dominion for a time that was given to you, Esau, by our God as a blessing from our father, Isaac. Hori, Kara, cave dweller or troglodyte, a Korite, or the aboriginal Idumean. So when you see Idumea in the Bible, it's from these direct families or dukes we are about to read. These are the fathers of the Idumeans who are from the caves. That's right. From the caves. They're not from Europe. They're from the caves that were on the outer borders of our land, Israel, folks. It was on the outer border of our land. That's where their original origin was. Mount Seir. Later, they began to not only live on plains in Europe, but also they would build houses and all that on the mountains and all that, and had houses within the caves of Georgia, Russia, the Caucasus Mountains. Right? Let's go straight to Amalek now. Right? Cave dwellers, let me make it clear, brothers and sisters. When they talk about a caveman and all that, Pro-Magna man and all that, they're not talking to no billion years ago and 100 million years ago, that crap they're teaching in our schools. They know exactly where the origin of the caveman comes from. Right here, Genesis 36. When they began to mix their blood with Nephilim, sometimes there was inordinate skulls and all that was coming out, deformities and all that was coming out, that science don't want to explain are the original children of Esau. Okay? So they will find these deformities and claim that it was through some evolution when it's really the deformed children of Esau from mixing with the race Isaac told him not to deal with. Are you following me? It's getting good, isn't it? Now let's talk about Amalek now. Amalek. Because Amalek took up that banner against Jacob almost immediately and tried to kill the children of Israel off, to the degree in which the Most High told Saul, our first king, we begged for. That's a whole other story I digress in. He told Saul to make sure you kill off all of Amalek, because Amalek had a conspiracy to kill us. Right? Let's read Deuteronomy 25. and 19.
Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 19.
Come on.
Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it.
Come on.
That thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek.
Thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek.
From under heaven, thou shalt not forget it.
Thou shalt not forget it. Right? So it was prophesied that Amalek must be blotted out of the earth, and their name must be blotted out of any record in heaven. Why? Because that's the race that was made out of the Canaanites. Okay? And that race is perpetually and continually against the God who made us, and against Jacob. This is the key family that we should focus on as what? The spiritual enemy that's set up by Satan to oppose us. Okay? Amalek, because why should we emphasize or focus on Amalek first? Because the Most High did. There was many families of Esau, but the Most High said, no, in particular, it's Amalek that must be wiped from under heaven. Right? That's the family Satan has always used against us, brothers and sisters. And it so happened today, they're the father of the authority of the Jewish powers till this day. And that's why Jewish people are very careful not to mix their blood with any other race, or you're kicked out of the circle forever. You and your family. And I'm speaking of the authority figures of what we call the Jewish authority. They cannot, they'll let their sons mess around and all that, but you better not marry the other nations. You must bring forth a child based on this bloodline. They're emphatic. They insist on this. And they insist on this as a religion. Okay? They insist on this. Why? Because it's that bloodline that carries that vengeance against Jacob from one son to the next, starting with Amalek. Let's read it real quick. Let's read Deuteronomy 25 and 19 again, other lawyer.
Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 19.
Yes.
Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it.
Thou shalt not forget it. And you know who won't forget it? Christ. He's going to do what Saul couldn't. The judgment, written of as one of the bullet points of that vision of the book of Obadiah. Let's get 1 Samuel 15 and 12.
First Samuel chapter 15, verse 12. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Saul, saying, Saul, come to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about and passed on and gone to Gilgal.
Now you in Numbers, yeah, that's it, come on.
15 and 2.
Yeah, First Samuel 15 and 2, excuse me.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse number 2.
Come on.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
When we came from Egypt, guess what? Guess who was the first family coming behind our caravan, killing our women and children in the back instead of facing the men? Amalek was. Read.
Verse 3. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that he hath, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and donkey.
Take them all out. Okay, that's what the Most High said concerning Amalek. Now, it was King Agag, king of the Edomites, who Saul was supposed to take out. He spared Agag to the degree in which some of Agag's family was able to escape. Agag was killed, but the Agagites, the family of Amalek, continued as the Agagites. So they slithered somewhere and began to conspire against us from one generation to the next because Saul didn't listen. See? Now let's go to Numbers 24 and 20.
Numbers chapter 24, verse number 20.
And I need you to get the conversion of the Idumeans for me.
Yes, sir. Numbers 24, verse 20.
Out of the Josephus, right? Okay, great.
And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations.
Amalek was the first of the nations. That means he's what? He's the one over all of the Gentile nations. Amalek. When you look at the first of the nations, first means one. Now, check this out prophetically, brothers and sisters. What people set up the unified, united, one nations? The United Nations. Amalek set up the United Nations because they are the first over the nations. So it's Amalek's agenda over the Gentiles. And that conspiracy written of in Psalms 83 is Amalek's plan against us. That's Amalek's plan to depopulate us. Okay? Because of that old axe to grind, that old vengeful spirit that no one in any religion can actually talk about or even know about. Because it's not discussed. It's only discussed in secret society circles. The real reason why all the races of the people hate us. And it's because of the prophecies of the Bible concerning us against them. And they can only speak this amongst their circles. That's the reason they created secret societies and secret meetings. And the only people of us, our race, that can be a part of it or hear about it are those who are complicit with destroying their own. And they're censored to some degree. When I say not censored, but they're held off on how high they can go to hear certain information, because at the end of it, they die off in this conspiracy. And that's why when it comes to Masons, look this up, brothers and sisters. Masons, black people had to create their own Masonic fraternity. Why? Black people are not allowed in Scottish Rite or York Rite fraternities, which are the ancient fraternities that white people have now taken as the key assembling for world planning. Black people can't be amongst that. Black people had to make their own fraternity called Prince Hall. They had to become a lower level of Satanist to become Masons. So they're not even allowed in the higher conversations of the Scottish and York rites. See? Check that out. And they're not like the Masons of the Scottish and York Rite, who are actually controlled by the synagogues, folks. Synagogue is a higher fraternity over the Scottish and York Rite, so a lot of people don't know that. Another thing is this. Black people can only have enough power to control or kill their own people within the black communities. They cannot flaunt their fraternal power outside of us. Check that out. When the real Masons control everything, Amalek controls everything. He's not prohibited from which community to control. Now, only black Masons can yield authority over black poor people. They are not allowed to go outside their parameters, or they'll get squashed. Okay? They get their power from Amalek. I'm speaking of these Masons. Right? Now let's go.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 20.
Yes.
And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations.
He was the first of the nations.
But his latter end shall be that he shall perish forever.
But he shall perish forever according to the Bible. So that's the one that the Bible is speaking of, or the vision Obadiah is seeing, where there shall not be one remaining of the mount of Esau. Esau is the head of the nations. Esau, it is talking about the mount of Esau, or the head of Esau shall be cut off forever. It's not speaking of all Edomites. Because if all Edomites are cut off, who's going to fulfill the prophecy of the elder serving the younger? You got a lot of these Israelites out there teaching, they don't know their head from a hole in the ground. They're teaching through straight anger with no spiritual obedience to the word at all. No understanding or rightly dividing the word. They're just being driven by their hatred for white people. To the point where it dictates everything concerning them, and it's totally erroneous. Man, the white man did this to us, and the white man, and then you ask them a question, why? Because they, no, why did God allow the white man to do that to us? Let's have that conversation. They get mad. Oh, you're just covering for white people. No, I'm not covering for no one. The reality is the reason for this curse get ignored, okay? And then there's no level of accountability if we continue to just blame white people. When are we going to be accountable for the things we do and have always done against our God? So that takes us away from our constructive building towards the blessing. It diverts us. We're going to get everything anyway. The Most High word will be fulfilled. We will rule the earth, and the elder shall serve the younger. So I'm focusing on getting that. Okay, and not focus on some white people doing something for me. We identify doing something against me. We identify Esau. Why? Because the prophecy says that he is supposed to get revealed before the coming of Christ. He must be revealed. That's why we're bringing him out. He's concealed himself. And the true teachers of Christ will identify him. Okay? And by that identification, you'll know what? You'll know their agendas and be able to protect our children from the conspiracies that have always been against us. See? Let's go.
Let's sit on that.
So Esau is what? He's the head of the nations. He's the brain behind this whole plan given to him by Satan. Where did Esau align himself with Satan at? You got it, Mount Seir. Mount Seir was the place Satan originally was inhabiting. He was there controlling the Canaanites. So now Esau go and make a pact with Satan against us. Right? Let's go to the book of Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Now, in a nutshell, 1 second. So I don't have to read it all. I'll preface it for you. It's in your particular document. The Agagites eventually gained power again under a a man by the name of Haman the Agagite during the time of Esther. Okay? During the time of the Persian Empire. Well, that Agagite gained power. Right? To the degree in which the king of Persia placed him in position as what? A key counselor and an authority over all of the land of Persia. Eventually, this Edomite, a Agagite by the name of Haman, conspired to kill us off. But Sister Esther knew of the conspiracy, eventually convinced the king to kill him and his sons. Right? And that's why we have the holy day that we celebrate as a memorial, Purim. So they have always followed us and tried to kill us off from one generation to the next. Speaking of, and specifically of Amalek. Later on, after they done gained power over in Italy and Chittim, they became the Greeks under Alexander. They became the Greek powers under Alexander the Greek. So now they got power over the Grecian areas of Europe, as well as the families of Zepho, the Idumeans, who eventually did what? Rule in Italy and different parts of Chittim also years ago through the guidance of King Zepho, the grandson of Esau. This is how Edomites gain power, or the white people begin to gain power in the old world. Okay? And guess what? The history we're breaking down today cannot be refuted, and I'm open for anyone in this earth to try to refute this history on Edom. Because this is not information I've created. This information that has always been out there. That's within Edomite circles and in books and universities that they dare teach our people. Okay? Before we go there, we know the Idumeans, or the cave dwellers, or the sons of Amalek, were Idumeans, right? Before you go there, Elder Lawyer, let's go into you know what? Let's go to Alexander the Greek. Let's go to Maccabees 1. There's a lot of information I want to get before I bring out the judgment on them. I'm just trying to give you a timeline from one generation to the next, leading all the way up to Christ. Okay? The Idumeans.
Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1.
Come on.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, which we know Philip was an Agagite or an Edomite in Persia, the remnants of the Agagites who went into that region in Macedonia. Read. Who came out of the land of Kittim.
Hold up. Who came out of the land of what?
Who came out of the land of Kittim.
Who came out of the land of Kittim. Now, who was in Kittim and ruled and became king over Kittim, brothers and sisters? Zepho. See this? So now we know that these are Edomites who became king of Kittim and kings over Italy or Italia. See? Read.
Who came out of the land of Kittim, has smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
So after the Persians and Medes were destroyed, who would gain dominion? Read.
That he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
So now we got the first rulership of Edomites over a Europe country. Speak of Alexander. After Philip, Alexander became the first ruler or Edomite ruler over a Japhetic land, Greece, in that area. Read.
Verse 2. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations.
So he began to kill off and destroy all the other nations and set up pagan temples And many of these countries that were taken by Alexander had to revere Alexander and his forefathers as gods. Okay? Breaking it right down for you here, brothers and sisters. This is where Esau began to gain a stronghold over the world. Why? Because at this time, Israel has already fallen to some degree due to disobedience, and we were breaking God's law all over the earth. So as we fell, the Most High had Esau. Esau began to rise. As we fell through sin, who came to the forefront? The same brother that was fighting in the womb with us. There's only one promise. So if Jacob don't have the promise, guess who's living it on earth? Esau is. Are you following me here? So you had Alexander, who began to split his kingdom between 4 different nations. I'm at 4 different, what you would call 4 different Edomites who gained power after Alexander the Greek's death. He was an Edomite. I'm going to go into these later in a different lesson, breaking down in Daniel. I don't want to put that out yet, but I'm just showing you the progression from one empire to the next. From the birth of Esau, from the time we became king under Saul, from the time we came out of Egypt, they were slaying us, Amalek, to the time we went under the Persian Empire, Amalek pops up again, and now we have Alexander the Greek. But eventually, these Edomites would begin to call themselves Jews. So there was a conversion. The conspiracy would stay the same against Jacob, but now they would conceal themselves in their identity or their purpose to destroy us by claiming to be us. What better way for Esau to hide than under a cover of Jacob? What better way for him to hide? No one is looking for Esau in Jacob, in Israel. That was his greatest concealment. Are you following me here? Who's looking for Esau within the families of Jacob? So they got together and said, you know what? Through this conversion, we can actually hide ourselves. Let's convert, become Israelites through conversion. We're still Esau, but we will convert as if we're showing a sign of compliance or in agreement with Jacob. But when Jacob loses identity by default, who's Jacob? It's who the people think are Jacob. And we will be able to control the thoughts of people through our religious institutions and our schools. So our greatest cover will be to convert and make everyone in the earth believe we are the Israelites. So it's upon us as Israelites to pinpoint historically that place of conversion. When did they begin to call themselves Jews? Right? Let's get it real quick, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. This is the Antiquities of the Jews, Book 1, Chapter 9, Paragraph 1, and verse 257.
And it's out of the book of the complete works of the Josephus, and every Jewish authority on earth has this record. Come on.
It says, Hyrcanus took also Dora and Marissa, cities of Idumea, and subdued all the Idumeans, and permitted them to stay in that country if they would circumcise their genitals and make use of the laws of the Jews.
Now we know the Idumeans are the Horites, or the children that came out of Edom, that's called Hori, or cave dwellers. Another name for them? Idumeans, cavemen. Edomites, the Greek word, another Greek word, or a defining factor in identifying Esau is under these new concealed names like Idumea. Right? Come on.
And they were so desirous of living in the country of their forefathers that they submitted to the use of circumcision and made the rest of the Jewish ways of living. Or it says, and the rest of the Jewish ways of living. At which time, therefore, this befell them, that they were hereafter no other than Jews.
They was herein that they were hereafter no other than Jews. So the Idumeans, instead of calling themselves Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the converted whites would now be deemed Jews, with no signification or distinguishing themselves with what tribe of Israel they came from. They would just call themselves, okay, I'm a converted Edomite into a Jewish practice or an Israelite practice. So now I'm just going to call myself Jews. Right? And if I set up university or churches and someone asks what's going on with those people of God, we'll teach them, well, those people of God in the Bible were Jews. See that? Come on. So now we understand that during the time of Hyrcanus, what was going on is a large number of white people, hundreds of years before Christ came on the scene, converted. And they converted into Judaism, these Idumeans. And then what happened during the time of Julius Caesar, one I've mentioned earlier today, one of the first Caesars of the 12 that was prophesied in the book of Esdras, the Edomite king Caesar, that he set up Antipater, an Edomite and an Idumean. Okay? Later, out of Antipater, who would now be a Jew as an authority or a governor over our people to some degree, eventually they pushed Antipater's grandson, you got it, the so-called Herod, from the Herodian bloodline, Herod the king, Herod the Greek. The same Herod that was in place to kill Christ and told the wise men to go get Christ, he was Idumean. Esau, seeking to kill Jacob, the promised child from birth, was in place during the Roman Empire. It was the Edomites' plan to destroy us. Eventually they would destroy us altogether in 70 AD, and subsequent to that, it would lead to our captivity. The battle, Esau against Jacob, is the true heavenly narrative of what's going on in the earth. So that man must be revealed. But no one out there have enough guts to stand up and just give the history concerning these people and what their true plan is against the children of Jacob. But we're willing to. Let's go to the book of Thessalonians, and then we're going to get to judgment on it. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, because Paul knew, the disciples knew, they knew the conspiracy of Amalek, the Idumeans, the Edomites, against the children of Israel. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, and then we're going to read the judgment, and we're going to close it in the book of Isaiah 63.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
Yes.
Let no man deceive you by any means.
Let no man trick you. Come on.
For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
That day shall not come, speaking of Christ's coming, unless there be a falling away first. Now, the churches are erroneously teaching this as some great apostasy on the earth. It's not speaking of apostasy. The falling away first is what happened to our forefathers in 70 AD by the hands of the Romans. The falling by the edge of the sword. So Paul was saying to brothers back then, Because you had others during Paul's time saying that Christ is going to return and save us at this time. And he says, no, don't listen to those doctrines. It was prophesied that according to the books of Daniel, that there will be a desolation of the land. We must fall first before Christ returns. Our captivity and the destruction of our people hasn't been fulfilled yet. That's what Paul was teaching. All right? That there should be a falling away first. Israel must lose their homeland first by the hands of our brothers Esau. Read.
And that man of sin be revealed.
That who?
That man of sin be revealed.
That man of sin, the man that propagates and promotes sin on this earth, must be revealed. Okay? It's not just Satan. Satan has agents. He has ministers. He has priests fulfilling his purpose against our God. So the agreement is, okay, Esau, you help me get back out there. You get me slaves to build a Tower of Babel, a space station, a tower back out into space where you can set your nest among the stars with me. Okay? You help me get out there, and I'll help you get the dominion lost from your brother Jacob. I'll help you kill him. That was the agreement in Mount Seir, folks. You help me get out there, and I'll give you what your God took from you. Rulership forever. And that's really the narrative for the Luciferian doctrine. We're dropping it on you today, brothers and sisters. That was the agreement. Read.
And also, if I can add, not to put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
In verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So the man of sin is not Satan himself. It's one whose power is coming after the working of Satan.
Exactly. With lying wonders. Okay. Now, let me tell you, you see the technology and the weaponry and all that you see Esau is using to rule this earth today? You think he came up with this? High-level technology? No, it's called angels technology. That's what it's called. That technology that was given to Tesla and all that, because Tesla was in the occult, sacrificing children and all that, and they would give him information to be revered as some top scientist, as if he had the brains to do that. No man could think of how to create that stuff, folks. That information is given to them by fallen angels and demons. Okay? Let's finish reading here.
Verse number...
And I'm saying that to add to the lying wonders. Okay, the lying wonders is the technology and the power that was given to them in their agreement with Satan. But they must be revealed. They can't hide themselves anymore. We must warn people of their conspiracies against us since that battle outside the womb, in the womb, folks. Since that battle in the womb, there's been a war that our people are totally ignorant to. And if you pull it out and start talking about it, immediately they'll be like, oh, you're racist. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something deeper than that. If you don't know what this conspiracy is, they're going to diagnose your behind with something and kill you off. You don't understand that their conspiracy is not to help cancer, it's to give you cancer. You're going to go to the same people that have created this stuff to heal you? And it's like, listen, folks, this war is on so many levels. If you don't know what the conspiracy is, you don't know who to trust. And if you mention it, if you mention who they are, immediately, because they control the narrative when it comes to what we should accept or deny, immediately you will deem it some type of racist statement, or you just don't like some people. No, I'm trying to help you. I'm letting you know there's a plan, an age-old plan to rid you from the earth. And here's the person that's behind it. Not all white people are behind it, but the head of Esau, Amalek, they're conspiring daily against us. And that's what Paul is talking about. Listen to this. Come on.
Verse number 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Come on.
Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
Paul said, remember when I was with you, I told you these things. Read.
And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
Come on.
For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work.
So don't look for something in the future, Paul is saying. The mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Who's ruling right now, Paul is asking. You're looking for the future of an antichrist system, when the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Now, why is he a mystery of iniquity? No one knows it's Esau. No one knows it's Esau promoting Satan's agenda against this earth. That's the mystery. That's the mystery, folks. It's Esau. He's the Wizard of Oz behind, until you pull the curtain and see it's just this guy. He's the wizard. He's the wizard. He's the little guy in the Wizard of Oz where he made everyone believe that he had all this power. And when you move the curtain back, it was just this little guy playing with all the machines Satan gave him. See? The mystery of iniquity doeth already work. The Caesars were already in power, in alliance with Satan, with that agreement that Esau made in Mount Seir. Come on.
Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Until he be taken out of the way, the judgment in the vision of Obadiah. Come on.
Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed.
Then that wicked shall be revealed. People will begin to know.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
He's going to take Amalek out and do what Saul couldn't. Let's go to Isaiah 63 and show you how.
Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1.
Come on.
Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah?
Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments of Bozrah? Bozrah was the capital city of Mount Seir. Who's this that went through Edom and now his garments are dyed? Read.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Mighty to save. Yeshua. Christ is the one who went through Bozrah, or the Mount of Esau. Because Bozrah is the top or capital of Seir. So not speaking of no regular old common white European here. It's speaking of who? The lawmakers, the diplomats, the magistrates, the leaders, those that are in like the Club of Rome, the elite 200. I'm talking about people who, let me tell you, the real leaders of this world are never seen. Even Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a peon compared to the real leaders of this earth, folks. Trump is just a guy. Okay, the real leaders, you will never see the real leaders that are behind the curtain. Okay? Their power comes in them being anonymous, them being totally off the grid and not revealed. Read.
Verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat?
So it's like Yeshua, Christ, Yeshua. Why are your garments red when it was prophesied you would come back in a white robe? Why are your garments dyed? Christ. Read.
Verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone.
He says, I went amongst the winepress alone, which were the leaders of Edom and Bozrah. Read.
And of the people there was none with me.
And he found there was not one of the leaders of Amalek or Esau with him or for him. And that's why under the Jewish religions, they teach against Christ. And you cannot be a Jewish convert and believe in Christ when it comes to the religion of Judaism. He found there was not one with him. Read.
For I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
And I will stain all of my raiment with the Edomites, the Edomite leaders. Now, before Christ come, he must weaken them. Finish reading what you have there.
Verse number 4. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger.
I will tread down those people in mine anger, speaking of Christ.
And make them drunk in my fury, and will bring down their strength to the earth.
And will bring down their strength to the earth. Though thou set thy nest among the stars, then shall I bring thee down. On Christ's way here, the space junk they built out there will fall to earth. Okay? They're out there. They're living out there, folks. That's going to fall to earth first in this battle of Armageddon. Come on.
Verse 7. I will mention the loving kindness of the Lord, and praise the Lord according to all that the Lord hath bestowed on us, and the great goodness toward the house of Israel, which he hath bestowed on them according to his mercies and according to the multitude of his loving kindness.
And then the blessing and the loving kindness that begins with that blessing, with that prophecy given to our mother Rebecca begins, that the elder shall serve the younger. Keep in mind it says the hand took hold on Esau's heel, which means the head is the top. The heel is the bottom. The heel, just say if this is the heel of Esau. When Esau's dominion falls, Jacob's dominion begins. This is his foot, and our hand is on his heel. When Christ returns, it will be the fall of Esau's empire and the beginning and love and kindness that was prophesied on the children of Israel, which means dominion. Now check that out. Now there's one other thing I need to show, because right before that, an ambassador must come among the heathen and arise up against her in battle. And folks, you know who that ambassador is? That ambassador, believe it or not, it's speaking of the Iranian government. Ahmadinejad and all of those, okay? And their religious leaders there. Because don't forget, a lot of people are sleeping on the fact that they got a religious imam that's over their whole country, and his position is higher than the president of the country. They're one of the rare countries that are ran by a religious leader. Now, they have a different faction of Islam in Iran. Their faction believes in the coming, believe it or not, of the last imam. One imam would come at the very end, and that would restore peace back to the earth after the fall of Babylon. And that's within the religion of the Islam being taught in Iran. That ambassador that's sent amongst the heathen is Iran. It's the Medes. It's the last war that will help break the stronghold of Europe before the coming of our Christ. Starting with the war against Babylon, America. That's that ambassador. Let's read that ambassador real quick in Isaiah 13, and then after that we'll open it up for questions, and this will conclude our lesson, Who is Edom? If you don't know who Esau is right now and after this lesson, there's not much we can show you. Okay, if you don't know who Edom is, you don't need to know. All right? Let's go.
Isaiah 13 and 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amoz did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a great multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
Come on.
Verse number 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven.
They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Read.
Even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
It's speaking of a righteous man. Read.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Come on.
Verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens and the earth, and shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall turn every man to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
As we can see, people are beginning to go into their own lands, packing up and going back into their own lands, as we are witnessing in America today. Read.
Verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the edge, or shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them.
I will stir up who?
I will stir up the Medes against them.
That's Iran. That's the ambassador that have aligned all the other Arab countries against America. Okay? They've brought thee even to the border, and that's why right now, even up to the time of all these administrations, from Bill Clinton all the way up to the Bushes, from the Bushes to Obama, from Obama all the way to Trump, as you can see, they've been drumming up a campaign to surround Iran, to try to ward off this particular prophecy. It's coming. Read.
The rest of verse 17.
I will stir up who?
I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
You can't bribe them. You notice that these countries, America and the Western world and the Israeli world, are talking about regime change. Regime change means they won't compromise. We need a regime change. We need to speak to the Iranian people and have you oust them so that we can bribe you. It doesn't work that way. This ambassador will be used to break Babylon. The strength of Iran is that ambassador That's within that vision written of in the book of Obadiah. And it's about to happen real soon. Okay? That's going to wound Europe on a whole nother level, America on a whole nother level, and then the power going to go back to Rome for the space of 1 hour, which is the last days for Esau's empire. Okay? And we as a people must be ready for the changing of the guard, beginning with our obedience, following the Most High's law, and treating each other like Christ stated. Okay? We must begin to treat each other and walk in the spirit of Christ so that we are ready to assume our rightful positions according to that blessing and birthright. With that, I'm going to say shalom, brothers and sisters, and that concludes our lesson today, Who is Edom? Hope you were edified. Shalom.
Shalom.